Does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Oh god, the echo. Oh god, the echo. It's really hard to get Twitch to show you how many people are actually watching the stream. I don't understand why it doesn't show you that. You'd think that would be quite important information to have highlighted. Oh, there we go. 4 people. Hello, 4 people. We're going to play Company of Heroes because I'm suddenly in the mood for World War II tanks. Because I was at home last weekend, the weekend before, I lose track of time, and my dad was clearing out some old junk from their house, and he found a load of old Airfix tanks. And my 6-year-old was absolutely delighted at this huge stack of Airfix tanks, and suddenly started playing with them. Now suddenly she's into tanks, so now I'm playing random skirmishes in Company of Heroes. Because Company of Heroes is like having Airfix tanks that drive around and shoot each other. It's great. Right, what am I doing? Played the US for a while. I think that's right. Sure. Oh, I haven't set any. I haven't set any skins for my tanks. I think maybe I'll live without that. Okay, let's just start and see what happens. Is anyone there can tell me if my mic's coming through okay? I've moved my machine into a different room now and everything's... I'm worried there might be buzzing and... I got myself sorted out with a different microphone, but I could never figure out the... Okay, that's good. Thanks. I got a different microphone and it's like a proper microphone, like a singing microphone. And the box that I'm using to connect it all up is really old and doesn't work very well. So I've just gone back to my headset for now. I did some practice singing into it and the results were depressing, so I gave up on that for a while. I like writing parody songs and I always aspire to sing them and then they always sound horrible, so I go back, I just write more parody songs instead of singing the parody songs that I have. Okay, what am I doing? Soldiers.
Alright, here's the thing.
So, Company of Heroes 2 is an RTS, which I am playing in skirmish mode, which isn't something I did when I was younger. Never used to play skirmish RTS, always campaign, right? But I'm not keen on the campaign for this game. I've gone back to try to play the campaign a few times, and the missions are kind of dull and like hard but dull, which is a bad combination. so
Squad ready for action. Cock and lock.
Company of Heroes is basically a World War II themed version of Dawn of War, and Dawn of War is basically a Warhammer 40,000 themed version of Warcraft 3. And it's bizarrely Warcraft 3 consistent to the extent that you press F10 to bring up the menu, which is just... Why is it F10? It's F10 because it was in Warcraft 3, I guess. So I guess because it was in StarCraft, right? StarCraft 1 had that as the menu button. I don't remember what it was in Warcraft 2.
Now spread out. Nuts. Let's go liberate us some ground.
But unlike Warcraft, it's about territory control, so can I get some bars here?
Unlock to weapon rack initiated.
Yeah, it was definitely in Warcraft 3. I can't remember if it predates StarCraft 1, because obviously StarCraft 1 was the big breakout RTS competitive hit and set a lot of standards for the communities that then didn't want to go back on them. So this unlike a lot of RTSs, it doesn't really have base building. The Germans have a sort of very minimal base building, but the Americans start with all their buildings in
Weapon
place. It's
rack
just that
is
some
now
of the buildings
accessible.
I haven't teched up to some of the buildings yet. Excuse me.
Cover off on the windows. Target secure. Listen up. Here's the
Fresh mags in. We got capture orders.
I'm not very good at this game, for what it's worth. So who knows what's going to happen. Oh, who's that?
shoot up here. Run!
German engineers. There are 5 factions, or 2 of the factions are Germans. I can send this unit over to help. I should probably build something. That's a good idea. Let's build some more riflemen. What does he need? He needs more fuel. So there are 3 resources. Your money just sort of ticks up over time. Money just ticks up over time, and then fuel and munitions are quite hard to get. And fuel is used for making tanks, and munitions is used for throwing a grenade. Like it costs resources to throw a grenade. But also you can build other things.
Steady up.
Right? Can they? Oh, they can't. Right. So I need munitions. Like so, each of the factions works slightly differently. This rifleman squad could upgrade themselves with a machine gun. Except they can't.
Crowds are taking one
because
of
I
our
don't have enough
points.
munitions for that.
Steady up, fellas. All right.
Get that point buttoned up.
It's very territory focused. All of these different points around the minimap give different resources. Put more of them.
We got orders coming. Chew them up. Let them have it. This is hopeless.
There's quite a careful balance in this game of the movement speeds and the resilience of units and so on, such that territory switches control quite frequently. It's quite difficult to maintain control over points. It's a really interesting characteristic the game has.
That's it. Point's ours.
I really need to build this guy. Captain.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Form up, squad. We've got orders to capture ground.
So the computer's quite
Our
good at it.
supply line is
But
cut.
you really need to
Germans
be
are
just
making a push.
moving people around the map constantly in order to capture and like steal stuff off the enemy and try to stop them stealing stuff off the enemy. Is that a machine? Oh god, they've got a machine gun. What? Okay, my guys have got pinned by that machine gun. So that doesn't seem like a fair thing to do. Need some more. How's my lieutenant doing?
Our supply line just got cut off.
There's a mechanic here I don't quite understand, which is that the lieutenant can arm himself with a bazooka, but he could also just pick up a bazooka from this bazooka rack.
Crowds are sniffing around our
like a
asses.
bazooka shot.
Tactical point being captured.
And you can just go and get a bazooka. So I don't understand what the lieutenant's ability to give himself a bazooka really means. I guess he can do it anyway.
Moving to capture. Squad line. Sergeant, take us out. We're getting plastered over here.
Steady up, fellas.
I got orders, boys. Follow me.
If they've got the little exclamation mark, it means they're fleeing. And fleeing troops have to run all the way back to the base, but they're quite difficult to kill along the way.
Knock it off and listen up.
I probably ought to be prioritising capturing this point back.
Enemy infantry! Listen up! That's it! Get it!
See at the bar? Oh, there's some Tommy gun. Look at that.
Wait till they move!
Oh, okay. So yeah, he can just
Area secure!
he can upgrade more easily because he has that
Get
option.
to that position!
It just seems like it's using up quite a lot of design space as well.
Stand by orders!
I don't think they can take that.
We're losing a capture point.
Let's go. Get him moving. Having dirty. Steady up. All right, we gotta
Like,
capture and hold that patch.
I have to build something. What did I get here? Oh, machine gun. Yeah, let's build a machine gun. That's a great idea. Upgrade.
All right, troops. Listen up. Shooting. I show you shooting.
Like most RTSs, you sort of tier through the tech upgrades, but you have some. I think you have some control over what order you do them depending on the pattern. So I think, as the Americans, I could have just gone straight for the heaviest one. I think I didn't have to. Oh no, that's not true. Okay, I could have gone straight to captain, but I couldn't have gone straight to major.
Heavy machine gun team, ready for orders.
Listen up. We got ourselves captured.
Oh my!
Yeah, I got the gun. Grab the truck.
This machine gun in there. Oh, they're not capturing that point because it's been reinforced. Okay, so they're just sort of standing there getting shot, but nobody's killing them. Oh, wow. It's a German half-track. That's the goofy-looking German APC. They're kind of cool, but also kind of goofy. Can I build anything that can destroy that? Yeah, Stuart. That could do that, right? Probably, maybe.
All right.
The Stuart is a very small tank.
Enemy infantry taken out. Capture and secure that area.
They're wise to us. Area secure. Under fire! Get ready.
Oh, it's not very tough, that thing. Probably the machine gun could have dealt with it. It was in front of it.
Gather round.
Wait, why are there 2 units in that building now? I work on RuneScape next though.
Listen up. Capture that area.
My primary audience are RuneScape players who say, hey, stream some games. So I stream some games and talk about them.
Damn Krauts just wasted some
Although
of
I
our
don't know
riflemen.
this one. I don't know this one well enough to comment authoritatively on its design. What's that loud noise? Oh, it's this machine gun nest again, right? Okay. Oh god damn it! I forgot about him. Right, where's my Stuart? Come on,
Stow
you.
those damn rounds and get this thing moving. Location marked. Move us out.
He's so dinky. Look how dinky he is. Tiny tanks are the best kind of tanks. I think that may be a hot take.
Now! To your front. Engage. Go! Drive! Drive! Hit it! Go! Go! Hit that crowd position. Give it all she's got. Go! Go! Go!
I think it's okay to just ruthlessly run down and slaughter people as long as they are Germans from World War II. That's like a legitimate acceptable target.
Under fire!
Oh,
Ready. They're flanking us.
it's an armored car.
Field promotion. Flank for fuck's sake. Move! Move! Ground armor. Engage. Get us the fuck out of here.
Light armored cars can be destroyed by
That crowd position.
light armored vehicles can be destroyed by machine gun fire. Anything heavier can't.
Ready. Go ahead. Stay ready.
That thing's got a flamethrower, so that's quite dangerous to the guys in the building.
Hit it. Go!
It's
Go!
running
Go!
away. Alright.
Are you serious? Boys, we got movement!
Oh, I might be able to get. If I can get behind that machine gun, that's that one.
Get us the fuck out of here! Target destroyed! Keep it!
Oh, hello.
They're on the flank! Combat promotion in! Enemy neutralized!
That's
Fire
effective.
main gun!
He needs to get somewhere and get repaired.
Steady up.
Really.
Let's go liberate us.
Under fire!
Right, what's going on back here? I don't know the units well enough. What am I doing? I've got a captain. So you have to. I think there's a different way of doing it. I think that if you build a captain, that then unlocks that tier of tech, so I can build.
Ready,
it.
set!
Points out.
Alright. Here's the thing.
Fresh mags in.
Armor here.
Got capture orders.
Yeah, Why don't you guys come and repair this tank?
Get us over to that point. Send your
Oh
orders.
yeah, cool. Sorry. Yeah, the crew can get out.
Shut her down.
There we go.
Get this over with.
Yeah. So yeah, other nations can't do that. Like randomly, like different groups have different abilities. Oh no, they're trying to get in. No, don't get in.
We're moving to secure
Repair.
position.
There we go.
Steady up, fellas.
I don't think that has any historical significance. I don't think
Let's secure
I don't think American troops were usually good at getting out of their vehicles. It's just it just differentiates the factions from each other.
target secure. Ground's ours. Now spread out. Gather round.
Taking fire.
Those guys need to go and when to units, unlike
Hit that crowd
like a lot of
position.
single
Go
unit
for it.
RTSs, units here are organised into squads. So a unit of riflemen has
Capture
5
point
men
is
in it.
being overrun.
And they can run back to the base and reinforce. If you can pull them out in time, then you can save them and stop them from all getting wiped out.
Pay attention this way.
Hello, Captain. Right,
Someone
you
grab
can
that
have.
BAR.
I've got loads of munitions now, so I should have been equipping my guys, but I haven't. So they can pick up a bar now.
Grab what you can
And a
carry.
bazooka? I think they can have a
Alright,
bazooka and a
shake it
bar.
out.
Is that how that
Patrol
works?
forward.
But it only shows one. Let's tell them to go out there and pick a fight with the others up there.
What area needs to be taken and held?
Capture and secure that area.
Can the crew get out
I'll meet you all
and
topside.
oh yeah, they can. Okay, that's quite good. The crew can get out and capture this point because tanks can't capture points because otherwise there'd be no
Steady
reason
up,
to have
fellas.
infantry.
All right.
Sort of.
Get that point what you want. Might get hot. Keep pushing.
But the crew can get out and capture the point. That's really funny.
Stow those damn rounds.
Oh, uh-oh. That anti-tank gun will absolutely murder this tank if it sees my tank. It will absolutely destroy it.
Good fucking hit. Send your orders. Move out.
Prepare for orders. Adjust sights, goddammit! Orders. Listen up.
They're getting wiped
Get
out by
back
that
to the CP.
German machine gun team.
Listen up, fellas.
You guys need to
All
do
right,
that.
you
I can build an ambulance, I think. If I build an ambulance, I can send the ambulance out to reinforce people. Right, did I build a captain? Yeah, but look at this crap. What about the howitzers? Rubbish. Oh, that's fine.
Enemy forces have 300
No,
points.
because I haven't mechanised. Because I have control of all 3 of the stars on the minimap, the opponent's points are going down quite fast.
Our
I find
ambulance
I'm
ready for
wildly
action.
inconsistent with this
Let's
game.
go. Get us over to that new position.
I think the maps that require more coordination, this one it's relatively easy to keep control of the map. But on some of the even though these slightly larger ones, I find it completely impossible to coordinate.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
I think it also depends on the army.
Check it out. Get the squad around the bar. Steady up. Moving out.
This
Let's
game doesn't
go.
seem very difficult
Keep
so
that
far.
BAR close to me. Watch your spacing.
Right, let's move the...
Ready to go.
Oh, I'm not doing a quite important thing, which is that these guys can
The enemy is overrunning one of our
can
capture
build
points.
fuel caches on these.
Ready. Go ahead. Engage that crowd position.
I'm supposed to reinforce the circles, which only give manpower. I'm supposed to reinforce... Wait, is that one saying it's giving munitions as well? Why is it giving munitions? Do they just all give munitions? Is that how it works? I thought they only give manpower. That's interesting. But yeah, if I want more fuel, I can build a fuel point on here. And that stops it from being so easily captured. And
Displace. Get us over to that location.
also gives me a small income of fuel
Good
as
to
well.
go. Get to it.
Be ready with that.
So that ambulance is going to heal anything nearby. Oh, points are giving... Right, sorry, I misread that. So they automatically give a small amount of munitions and fuel. Right, and manpower is just a fixed.
After this, I just want
Fixed. Oh, and right, so if your guys all get wiped out, you get a big income of manpower. Okay, that's...
Okay, move it along.
Contact
One of my
reports show
reservations
the
about this
Krauts are
game, and
at
I don't want to say
200 points.
I don't want to say it's a flaw, it's something I find frustrating, and I'm sure there's a very good reason for it, is,
We're on it.
especially in smaller maps, the investment in, say, a tank,
Armor here.
in resources is enormous. You build one tank, and if you mishandle that tank, like you run it straight into an enemy AT gun, then the tank dies almost immediately.
Enemy armor.
And then you're just down all those resources. I guess it's good in the sense that it tends to snowball quite quickly. So if you're playing, whoa, oh, that's an actual tank.
Drive. Get us the hell out of here.
That's an actual tank, which radically outclasses my tiny dinky minigun. I guess I should build one of those maybe. Can I build it? Oh, okay. I still haven't built that. Okay, I better get some. Can I build anti-tank guns? Presumably, I'll build anything else. That's how it's. That's an anti-tank gun. Okay. Oh. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this is a bad situation.
We're losing a capture point.
Get ready to go, men.
Driver, get us over to that point.
I tend to just retreat the slightest provocation, which means a concerted enemy attack that I didn't notice tends to just immediately drop.
Run! Get over there!
AT gun ready.
Make sure that bar is good to go.
We lost an infantry unit. They
Oh,
got
okay,
wiped
they
out.
destroy. That's one way of getting rid of a building, a unit that's dug into a building. There's my. Right, so this anti-tank gun is quite effective if.
Battalion just released a major for action.
Orders to hand down. Pay attention this way.
The Major's not, I don't think, a particularly good combat unit.
Grab your gear. We're on the move.
Can I now build some tanks? Yes, I can. There we
They
go.
say if 3 or more squads
Sherman,
rally together,
Jackson.
you can defeat any Kraut squad. I've been in all these crammed guys. We still had our asses handed to us.
Pour it on! Kraut's down to 100 points.
I can't build a Jackson for some reason because I don't have enough fuel. Okay, so I'll build a Sherman.
Check it out. Square the troops away. We're
Captain
moving.
back.
Mark your maps. I don't want any mistakes on what area needs to be taken and held.
So there, I mean, I got this back there, but actually they didn't. They didn't actually take any of the. What are they called? Strategic points? What are they called? Does it tell me here? Victory point. Yeah, they didn't actually take any victory points. off me, so they're
Germans
still
down
gonna
to
lose
75
very quickly.
points. We're losing a capture point.
So I felt like I did quite badly there, but actually it was fine.
By the book. Let's fall back.
Armor displays. Driver over to that location. Driver
Oh, someone's.
forward.
There's the enemy tank. So I find it slightly implausible how quite a lot of the time an anti-tank gun can sneak up on a
Capture
tank.
point is under attack.
They're going to get wiped out.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
I guess that does. I mean, that does happen in like World War II city environment. You actually can like sneak up on a tank, but it seems like a slightly strange thing to do in the open field. I believe the tanks are significantly weaker from behind. So if you can sneak around behind them and shoot them in the back.
Crew ready. Get it
Yeah,
done,
get the
boys.
crew out. Yeah, let's go. Do the US have like a scout vehicle? They don't, do they? Like they don't have a jeep or anything. Oh, what's that thing? A utility car. That's
Continue the
presumably their
push.
scout
They have
vehicle.
25 points
Oh, I've got a
left.
Sherman here. Should probably do something. Oh, I'm not a fan of it. It's such a goofy looking tank. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Aesthetically, I'm not a fan of the Sherman.
On. Firing. Krauts have
Is that
10
AT
points
gun?
left. I say again, 10 points.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually. Right. Yeah, I can pick a spec. I can choose one of these guys. And I haven't actually picked one, and the game's about to end. There we go.
Sherman
There we go.
dozers have
Oh.
reached the front line. And that's it. The battle is
I know what I'm
ours.
doing. I'm an expert at this game. And also it has a loot box system, so that's good. I was watching was watching Charlie in the Chocolate Factory a couple of nights ago, and that's very it's very loot box focused. Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. The entire first quarter of the film is about how you should buy as many as you can in order to have a chance of winning the prize. And it's the interesting thing is because Charlie in the Chocolate Factory is such a moralizing story. All of the children are one's greedy, one's too competitive, one really likes TV, which Roald Dahl had a huge problem with for some reason. I can't remember the other one. And so they're all tales of how children can be just awful, and yet the main character that we're supposed to really like and sympathise with is I must buy chocolate bar, I must spend all my money on chocolate bars in order to get. I have no money in the world, but I'm going to spend the money I have on chocolate bars so that I have a chance of winning a 1 in a billion prize. Alright, what am I going to do now? Different army. I'm not very good at using Open Commando West. I can use British because I absolutely love Universal Carriers. Oh yeah, sure, I can turn down the in-game audio. Yeah. Yeah, I'm never sure how to do the sound balance because if it's too quiet, it's. Yeah, I mostly play this game when I'm craving driving little tanks around and blowing stuff up. That's mostly what I'm into. Whenever I play RTSs, the first ever multiplayer game of Company of Heroes 1 I played was absolutely fantastic because none of us really knew what we were doing, and I built a row of machine gun pillboxes, and my friend, we were playing 2v2, and my friend he built. He just built loads and loads of infantry, and then he had a little hospital barracks or something like that. It was a little bunker with a hospital in it, and he just ran all his men up the hill towards my machine gun nest, so they all got gunned down, and then the little medics ran out and tried to heal them, and it was just the most spectacular little war going on where all these people were running into machine guns and dying, and then being rescued and being healed, and then running back in and dying again.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
What here? I'm gonna go with this one and use Avries because why not?
The ability is
Because
ready
Avries
now.
are funny.
Pay attention. Orders.
Should be paying attention to them. That's an excellent point, man.
Ground to take.
I find with the British, I think this is by design, but I find with the British that I just build infantry platoons, basically infantry sections, and they seem quite good.
Orders, lads. Time to be toddling along, lads. After you, Al.
I love the way British soldiers are always portrayed. The great thing is we get British soldiers on TV sometimes, and
Job done and all secure.
they're exactly like that.
Orders in
I don't know if they just pick the ones that sound the most like
An infantry
Sean,
section of Tommies has
Sean
been
Pertwee.
trained.
You know Sean Pertwee in Dog Soldiers, right? And
New job, sir.
come on, leave it out.
Taken over there.
Just like a lad from London, you know.
Lovely little walk. And a capture job.
Well, yeah, no, that's Biggles, right? So Biggles is like, come on, chaps, come on.
Point captured.
Jerry needs a thrashing.
Time to earn the
That's like the World War I Biggles kind of sound, but then the World War II is like, hello, come on, lads,
job done and all secure.
get the tank.
Orders from Mr. Look lively now. Time
I
to
guess a
secure
little bit
the
more
area.
Dick Van Dyke. What I'm doing, I don't actually know what I'm doing. Let's build a machine gun. That's always a good idea. Machine guns.
Orders, sir. Orders ahead.
So the British start with everyone else starts with an engineer unit. That's a German pioneer squad, which is they're like engineers. The British start with infantry instead of engineer. I think back is that yeah, British
New
infantry
machine
can
gun
build
crew ready and waiting.
these fuel caches and things.
Orders, lads.
Um,
Toddling along, lads.
I assume the game is balanced such that there's a really, really nice little detail that they smash when they go in, they smash all the windows out. It doesn't mean anything gameplay-wise, but it's a lovely detail. I love that kind of attention to detail and things. I should do that.
The firepower of Piats and Bren guns will be available.
And I should build a universal carrier because they're great.
Pay attention. Order. Lovely little walk.
And a capture job.
Captain Reddick.
Orders ahead.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Bastards!
Bastards don't like us!
The machine gun can only point in a particular direction at once. It takes them a while
Units can
to
now use
change
Piat
their
launchers
minds.
to take on armor, and Bren guns for extra firepower.
This is Harper!
I actually remembered to get out of the building and recapture the point that time, so I'm definitely learning.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Oh, no. Well, I had control of the situation for a little while.
Supply line's been cut.
Guys.
Stop playing with yourselves. Ground to take.
Lovely little walk.
I think the resources that these produce don't get given to me
New
because I can't
universal
trace a
carrier
line back.
ready for use.
So there's a
capture
sort
point is
of
being
mechanic where
overrun.
you can cut off supplies, which is obviously quite thematic, but the map is so sort of... I guess it discourages you from just running off and grabbing a load of territory that isn't connected to the rest of the territory.
We're losing a capture point.
Yes. I love all the weird historical, like, the historical, what's the right word? Like the weird pretexts, like German soldiers are just called grenadiers. Because,
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
they're called grenadiers because historically that was just what, like, Napoleonic German soldiers, like the best soldiers were called grenadiers. And then that just persisted, and so by the time of World War II, they were just, everyone was just called grenadiers.
Run! Ow! Move your fat ass!
I find that kind of etymology fascinating. Move your fat ass.
We're lively now. Time to secure the area.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Oh, is it that point? Because I lost that point, I don't get any resources. Ah, what's going on here?
Enemy threatening a
Oh,
capture
they've
point.
got a flamethrower. That's a bad situation for me.
The enemy have wiped out an infantry section.
Oh, that's sad. Sad times. What?
Orders
What is
is
going on here? Right, you guys, get up here.
lad. Get it.
Get in that. Yeah, brum.
Away we
There you
go.
go. Look at this thing. Is that not just the best
Now
tank you've
capture
ever
point.
seen?
They're
Oh,
trying
it's
to
not a
take
tank,
it.
it's an APC. But is that not the best tank you've ever seen? Like, it's just open
Nice and
topped,
steady.
just to make it extra fun. Brum. I love it, it's fantastic.
Enemy bastards! From the engine.
That guy's from,
Orders coming in.
what are you guys
Vehicle
doing?
moving.
Get out of there.
Get moving.
Ah, it's very, very weak. As you can see, I've completely lost control of this.
Damned
hello.
enemies trying to take a point from
Oh,
us.
that would be a really useful time to have grenades. Let's research grenades.
More powerful
Oh, and
grenades
also
on
maybe
the
we
way.
should tech. Maybe we should tech up to another tier of tech. That's a good idea as well.
Our supply line's broken.
My machine gun seems to be in a position where it
A
can't really
command
accomplish
post vehicle
anything.
promotion is available.
Wait, moving to position.
Can regular infantry repair vehicles? No, it doesn't.
Stocks of better grenades are being made available to the infantry.
Hooray!
Universal carrier
Look
ready
at
for
that
the
guy.
off. Loaded up and ready to
Yeah, so
move.
British don't start with any engineers. Oh yeah, you guys need a Piat as well. The Piat is the British anti-tank weapon, which is the
A new
equivalent
platoon
of the,
command post is ready. Enemy
is the
threatening a
equivalent of the
capture
Bazooka.
point.
I can't remember if it's better. I don't think it is. I think the Piat's a bit crap, and the bazooka. No, the bazooka was really, really good, and the Germans reverse engineered it to make the Panzerschreck. Universal carrier can repair itself.
Squad
Oh,
knocked
okay.
out.
Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there we go. Aha, it can repair itself because it's so universal.
We're losing a capture point.
Actually, the Germans have sensibly equipped themselves with machine guns and stuff, whereas my guys haven't. Let's throw a grenade. Yeah. This'll help. Oh.
Squad's gone.
Okay, that didn't really work because they did it better than I did. Alright, let's just build some more troops. What can I build here? This is a really cool sniper. Oh, Bofors. I really like those, but I don't think I can use
Roger,
them very well.
Wilco.
Let's build one of those just for the variety. You okay,
Carrier
Seth?
ready to move off.
Were you in a tornado? That's why I gave them PS. That actually worked. Quite well.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
It's not Delta. Off we go. All aboard the number 11. Next stop. Ready to move.
I need to get back in streaming. Like I feel like I
Armored
really ought
cars
to
can now
finish
be
System
built.
Shock 2, but
Yep, nothing to worry about. Bit of a walk.
oh, I am actually losing at the moment because they control 2 points. Ah!
This is bad.
Oh god, get out, get out,
Bugger the
run
clutch.
away! Oh no, look at him go! It's just like slightly smaller than it seems like it should be, you know. Because tanks these days have like a certain, because main battle tanks in the modern era are all basically the same size. It's slightly incongruous seeing all these armored vehicles from World War II that are just slightly the wrong size. It's really charming. Can I build a light tank or something? Oh, what's this? An armoured car. There we go. Let's build that. And why can't I do that? Not enough fuel.
Infantry squads will soon have additional manpower.
That's a good idea.
The capture point is being overrun.
I've pointed my machine gun this way, and they seem to keep just running in front of it, I guess because they're dumb. If they just snuck up behind it and threw a grenade on it, they would just kill it instantly. Oh, it's
That half track. It should be on bullets on trigger pads. Enemy territory.
One extra soldier can be added to infantry squads now.
hooray!
Take that target now! Kill the man!
Heavy armored car ready.
Ah, hello.
Let's be moving then.
He's got a 75. Oh, look at him! He's so goofy. Is that like a Cromwell turret? Yeah, that looks like the
Cheers,
turret off a
please.
Cromwell.
And away we go.
From.
Moving
I
on to
suspect
new
this probably
location.
isn't a very good gun against infantry.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Yeah, I had way better
Got
control
one
of
of
the
our
battlefield
squads.
before.
Cherry
I don't know what it is I'm doing
infantry
differently.
Cheeky buggers.
But last time I was playing, I had a much better control of the battlefield.
Universal
than this time
starting repairs right now.
I'm doing a
Orders,
terrible job.
step on it. Mirror, signal maneuver. Repairs complete and everything works. Ding ding. Off we go, driver.
I guess he's sort of repaired. What else can I build here? Still don't have enough fuel. Maybe I want to build some of those fuel. Oh, because I've got loads of. Yeah, I should be building more of these squads.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Orders! Time
I
to
need to retreat.
On target. Firing now.
We're losing a capture
you
point.
guys.
Even my old mum would have this going by now.
Hang on, everyone. We're pushing on.
There's a really good variety of accents. Like they're not just London. I don't know what was that one. What was my old one? Is that
Under fire.
Devon?
A
I
new
think that might be
infantry
Devon.
section is ready for battle.
Devon accent. Hello. You guys can grab the as well. What? Why can't what? This unit can't pick it up.
Attacking our flank, the cheeky bastards.
Oh, hello.
Weapon crew lost.
Oh, what?
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
They're hitting our side.
Oh, that was they destroyed the. Yeah, they killed my machine gun.
Under fire from anti-tanker.
The enemy caused a supply
Oh
line.
god. Oh, this is God. What's that? Oh shit. Is that Pack 40? Yep.
Armored vehicle gone.
It's a bad situation. I'm just not really microing very well here. I still don't have enough fuel. Ugh. Right, why don't you guys stop in the middle of it? Oh, hello. That is definitely a grenade situation.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Now, oh yeah, I can steal their anti-tank. Oh god. Oh, why there's so many of them all of a sudden?
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Where's my armoured car gone? Did it die? What happened to my armoured car? Oh yeah, the back wheel, apparently. I know what's going
New
on.
company command post being constructed.
I probably ought to stop getting Piats and start getting Brens. On the PC. Yeah, I'm very good at this game.
You lot! Fall back! Now! Pull back.
Where do you need us? Time to roll. Be kind to the gearbox.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Under fire! Get the beer ready. Bastards coming.
I'm so bad.
Right, rest up. Move.
Yeah, I could get a sniper.
Right then. Time to earn the king's shilling.
What I ought to do is
Flame mortars can be
reinforce
called
my
to
points.
attack enemy structures.
Tea break later. Time to go. Orders, man!
I like the oh, what's this? What's this shit here? Machine gun. Is that actually a machine gun, or have you just got a bunker? Yeah, it's just a bunker. Just get in and blow it up before they put the machine gun. Or have they? Has it got? Is it got? It looks like it's got a machine gun. Yep, it's got a machine gun. Ah!
Carrier
That's
ready
what I
to
get
move
for paying
off.
attention.
Moving off now.
Alright, what have we got here? Oh yeah, I wanted to put an Avery. Ugh. No chance. Why don't you guys run away? Since I'm not really punching you.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
How has that not been... It's just throw a grenade on it. That was very effective. Can I do... What have I got here? I've got some abilities here. Crew repairs, flame mortar support. I just don't have any munitions. That's fun.
A capture point is being overrun.
They're very, very slowly
Orders
defeating
coming
this.
in.
Oh, I could turn him into a flamethrower. Let's do that. That sounds fun.
Fuck me, yes!
He's very happy about being a
Enemy
flamethrower.
threatening a capture point.
Alright, come on.
The demolitions team is ready to give support.
Pick up the pier. Nice position.
Fucking lovely! Wasp ready to roll. Move! Have you passed your bloody diving test? We're on the move to a new spot.
He really wants to flamethrow us and do that.
Nice and steady. Shut at now! No power from the
Whoa!
engine!
What?
She's
What?
going
What?
up.
There's engineers, aren't
The
they? Oh no, they're grenadiers.
armor
Oh damn it!
badly.
Those grenadiers must have. Oh yeah, I love the universe. Yeah, I had. So yeah, I mentioned at the start I had some old Airfix toys, and one of the Airfix toys that we had was some Universal Carriers, and also landers like D-Day landing craft to carry the Universal Carriers.
Wireless intercept. They still have 300 points remaining.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Great. I should build some more. In fact, that's a good point. First, I should build some munitions. No, field packers. Hang on. Let's build some more Universal Carriers. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh.
Squad knocked out.
Oh, right. Why don't you guys have a PL? What are you even doing?
capture point. They're trying to take it. Universal carrier built and ready.
Well, it's fine because we've got another universal carrier. Let's give them a medical kit.
Rightio.
Supplies looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Wait, where do they have? They've got a Bren gun. Where did they get a Bren gun from? That's getting carried.
Right then. Orders from Mr. Churchill.
Vehicle ready to go.
A capture point is being overrun.
While I was home, we had a copy of my great uncle. Yeah, my great uncle's memoir that he'd written of the war. I can't remember. I've got it. Hang on, let me see the wording. Well, the whole thing is written in classic British. Maybe get out.
We're losing a capture point.
Vehicle shelter.
Huh?
We've just lost some armor.
So they can find it. He was an RAF like intelligence comms guy. He coordinated bomber defense squadrons basically. Come on, guys.
Squad stand. Take that point. It's what we're
I've no idea what the correct meta is, but I like what can I build here? A Cromwell, a Centaur, a Sherman Firefly. That's what I actually
Enemy
like.
causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Let's just build some more soldiers instead.
That machine gun. Silencing someone. Bags out. We're moving.
No, that's bad. That's a bad situation. I suspect Avery's probably not going to be very useful.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Come on, guys, get back in there.
Pick up the pier. Orders on the way. Rightio. Move. Right then. Get the pier. Right, you lazy buggers.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what the meta is, but I like my
Trying to take a point
infantry
from us.
units. I like my infantry units to be armed with an anti-tank weapon because that way they're not just completely murdered when there's the tank. But I'm not sure if that's actually just a really inefficient way to use infantry.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Nice position there. We're taking it. Get the bastards with sticks. Bloody infantry. Bollocks.
Oh, I need to specialise in amber. No, I need to specialise in either. Right, okay, so I should probably specialise in
Roger,
hammer
Wilco.
because then I can build Avery's. Can I build that? No, because I just spent all my money. Oh, God, anyway.
Pier ready for you.
We're
I
losing
don't
a
think it's
capture
quick.
point.
It's not really cricket to steal my building, I don't know. What's this about?
Lovely. You lazy sods. Run. French bins aren't the same either. New job, sir. Right, you. No time.
The enemy's in trouble. Our hammer tactics are ready.
Pay attention.
Right.
Orders.
Nope, still can't build that.
Orders is here. Right then. Get those supplies passed out to anyone nearby who needs. Well, lads, someone likes us. Upgrade time.
Oh, I am actually winning in terms of points.
1, 2, some locks. And out. We're ready. Rightio. Move. Lively now.
I'm not sure how I'm winning in terms of points. I don't feel like I've had control of the map at any point. Oh well, oh, that's a panther. That's a panther tank there. I'm not sure my Piat can actually hurt it. Maybe we
wants that ground taken over there.
I don't think this Avri is a good solution to that Panther. I think I should probably build something capable of taking on a Panther.
Our
Maybe
capture
this
point.
Comet.
They're trying to take it.
I could probably take on a Panther.
Orders, sir. Good news. Up time, lads.
My strategy is to be reactive
Orders.
and only ever respond to what my opponent does rather than taking the initiative. Ah, run away!
Run like there's a pint in it.
Run like there's a pint in it.
Our capture point is being overrun.
Amazing.
Orders are here. This is hopeless. Plug 'em.
It's actually quite hard to kill someone that's running around.
Terry's down. Take that.
It's a tank, it's fine, just don't worry about the tank. Oh Jesus, what is that?
Let the enemy have this for a bit.
Yeah, that's reasonably heavily defended.
Advance, you horrible lot.
There's a Comet tank ready to go.
Oh, they blew up my
One fuel dump coming up.
blew up my thing. Right, here we go. Yeah. I was reading about the Comets 2 nights ago. They were it was quite a good British tank, and they arrived like right at the end of the war, when it was way too late for them to accomplish anything. Yeah, come on. Yeah. You should maybe turn round, Panther, so I'm not shooting you in the back. So it's a good thing I got the drop on him, otherwise I would have lost that.
Enemy causing trouble,
we should,
trying to take one of our points.
Can they repair? Oh yeah, they can.
Well, there's beeline over there.
What? The dab button for my chat points? I don't know. What does that mean? Can I set new emotes or something?
New job, sir.
Stop playing with yourself. Ground to take.
Right then. HQ is sending us medical supplies, lads.
Oh, like as in you pay points and then I dab? Is that what you mean?
Orders, lads.
That doesn't really work if I don't have my camera on there, does it?
Nice position there. Take it. Get bags out. We're moving. Orders are here. Fall back. Nice and tidy there.
Get moving.
Okay.
This isn't a bloody
That's-
hearse.
Can all the British tanks repair themselves? That's quite good. Is it just the Comet? I never built that bloody average, did I?
Right, you lazy buggers. Time to move on. One fuel dump coming up. Right then. Orders from Mr. Churchill.
The dab stream.
Under fire!
Comet tank, ready and waiting. There's no sneaking about in one of these. Drive.
Bastards! Point captured. Pay attention. Orders. Oi, Fred Carno's army. Fall in. I don't care if Jerry fires back.
Rev up. Let them know we're coming.
Oh, the tank commander's giving you the ability to repair. Alright, cool.
Shot taken.
Oh no, sorry, you mean it's... Oh, this ability, right, vehicle crew repairs, right, I see. That's pretty cool. It's my play style where I don't really know what's going on. If I can't coordinate my troops very well, then... Oh, hang on. Right, let's send the
Come
tank
on,
over.
move. Off we go. Put your foot down. Under fire. Down the bastards.
Oh god.
Enemy spotted. Look out.
The enemy are at 200 points.
Oh yeah, oh cool. You can throw grenades.
Shoot those rascals. Throwing grenades. Okay. Blow the buggers out there. Good shooting, Gunner.
I thought grenades were better. It's better against
Trying to
buggers.
kill us.
Oh, what's that? Is that another? Oh, it's a Panther, but it's damaged.
Move this bugger!
How did I get damaged? Is that the one from there?
Trying to give me armor. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
Floor it, driver! There you go! Find us a new target!
Orders, sir. The boss wants that ground taken over there.
Okay, I seem to have control of the battle
Your ears
now.
out. Get pulled back. Smart now.
No time for a shop steward meeting. Let's go.
It's a tank. We drive over and through things. Let's be off.
Is he Welsh? Tank commander.
Where do you want us?
Yeah, it's got loads of. I don't know what most of these abilities do. White phosphorus. They're running away. Do that next time. White, no, as we all know from Spec Ops: The Line, white phosphorus is hilarious fun.
Comet, ready to move out. Give us some through. Target into action.
New job, sir.
Infantry squad getting keen over here.
Right then.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Oh, hello. Hello. Sounds like a job for white phosphorus.
Target ahead.
Oh, is that because the 77mm is really versatile? I think it's...
The demolitions
quick
team
enough,
has
yeah.
been sent.
Shut up! Orders! What? Tea break later.
A few less bastards to worry us.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Taking counter fire from enemy trying to flank us. They're gone. Find us a new target. Awaiting
Oh dear.
advanced armor. Anyone gets in the way, squash him. Get away.
Oh, too slow.
The enemy have knocked out
That's,
a
that's
combat
unfortunate,
tank.
actually. That's an unfortunate situation. I think.
Jerry's only got 100 points left.
I'm assuming this average isn't very good against enemy tanks.
We're losing a capture point.
Ready to go.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be particularly effective.
Bloody good shooting gun.
Oh! Oh! No, yeah, there it is, completely unarmed. Yep.
While we're still young.
Christ's sake! Now move on! Squads, you lot!
I need some sort of anti-tank gun, don't I?
Enemy down to 75 points.
£17 AT emplacement, that's what I need. £6? What? Where's my £17? I need a £17, that's what I need. The British refer to all their weapons in a ridiculous way, where everyone else is like the size of the gun. If I remember correctly, £17 doesn't mean that the shell weighs £17. It means that it's something to do with like the amount of ammunition you can fit
Anti-tank
into.
gun ready to
It's
do
like the
some
weight
damage.
of 100 rounds of ammunition or something like that. It doesn't. It's the most ridiculous kind of imperial
Time to
unit.
leave.
I should look that up, but it's completely unintuitive. There's a mortar somewhere.
Shit, those German buggers.
They don't. I guess that's the AI's being really
Get the walking wounded back in the
being really cautious and hasn't like followed up and
Reporting.
wiped out all my
The
guys.
enemy
which
only
it
have
probably
50
could have
points
done.
left.
Because I can't really do anything about that Panther with what I have on the field. And they haven't capitalised on that to take advantage of me. Oh, there's that bloody mortar. Come on, guys. Some gammon down.
They're at 25 points. Bloody nearly broken.
Heavy tank.
Probably, I think this thing's got this ridiculous mortar, but I don't really know
Trying
how
to
to use
new
it.
target.
Last man in the crease for the Germans. Down to their last 10 points.
Attention! Back! Back!
I wonder if that's like a PvP thing where like, because what I find when I use mortars, the enemy are way more like they move out of the way, so I can't actually use them really at all. Hey, Dor. I'm playing World War II. Change map. Yeah, I like to dab all the time. Oh, hi, Percy. I was talking to my friend last night about the awkwardness of playing. Let's find a different map. What we got here? Let's find one I don't really know, and then it'll just be a disaster because I'll be trying to figure the map out as I go. Oh, I see this one. Small number of 1v1 maps. Like is that? That 2 is 2 player, so what on earth does 1 mean? Is it just 2 player but really small? Strange way to label them. Okay, let's go for that one, see what happens. Such number said yes. Sorry, I can't remember what I was talking about with awkwardness. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's an awkwardness to playing as Germans, like when it's real historical stuff. I mean, I was playing Rome, right, and I was talking about how horrible Rome is, and how like a realistically accurate depiction of ancient Rome, who we think of as kind of cool and badass, would actually be so horrifically evil that they just sort of put modern things to shame. And obviously the same thing is true of Nazi Germany. So it's just kind of like there's a sort of but so like I mean I happily play the Germans in a computer game or a board game or whatever, but my friend was saying he just feels really awkward about historical stuff anyway. He just finds it sufficiently distasteful that he finds it it kind of spoils the enjoyment of the game for him. So these are the Eastern Front Germans, I believe. And the Eastern Front Germans can't build infantry to start with, they have to build machine guns. So they're much more sort of defensively orientated. How does this map work? Right, there's a bridge there. Okay, so in theory, if I could hold the bridges, then I could protect my side of the map.
We have liberated the objective. Pioneer squad, let's move it. Moving to objective.
Oh, I should probably have built more pioneers, actually.
MG42 team is ready for action.
If they can capture the middle, then I reckon then probably the enemies. Well, Russians are kind of baddies, aren't they? Even in World War II.
Pioneers here.
Maybe Stalin, if you didn't like Hitler so much, you shouldn't have helped him to train and equip his armies. Maybe. Just saying.
It will be ours.
Oh, ah, what? No! That's wrong. Don't do that. God damn it. This machine gunner takes ages to set up. And of course they're going to run out of it.
Trying to flank us! We will secure it! We'll secure!
Probably what I should have done to start with.
Flanks! HMG!
This guy's going to get...
It's too late for medic!
Pioneers! Pioneers moving to take location. Reporting objective captured.
You guys can come back. So the Germans actually do have to build their base. Oh wait, you can just come across the river. Okay, well, that's not very good river, is it? That's the kind of river you can just walk through. Rubbish.
HMG here. Moving.
You need something built or blown up?
Yeah, the Germans have an actual like Warcraft style tech tree. Although there's only one building in each tech tier.
Pioneer squad! Pioneers taking objective.
I think if I oh right, yeah, hang on. So I need right, yeah, they have 3 formal tiers of tech. Hi. He's doing a good job. They should have gone across the river. That's what they should have done.
You found something? That is unclaimed territory. We shall change that.
Panzer Grenadiers. But I don't understand. This game distinguishes between Panzer Grenadiers and Grenadiers as a unit type. But Panzer Grenadiers are just Grenadiers that are riding in a half track. So, they're not riding in a half track. So I don't really understand what it even means by Panzer Grenadiers. They're just a different kind of troops. Oh, wow, that is not a good situation for my end.
The enemy is taking our territory.
So one of them can build, so they can be upgraded with anti-tank weapons. And they can be upgraded with infantry weapons. Let's build one of those for now. What do I have here? Stukas and Tigers, artillery. Oh, yeah,
Our assault grenadiers await your order to deploy, Commander. Assault grenadiers can now be summoned to the battle.
So the Russians are using penal battalions, which have a large number of cheap men. So they're kind of outnumbering them.
The new grenadier squad is ready.
Grenadiers reporting.
There's some grenadiers, and they can't build an MG because they're not Battle Phase 1.
Jawohl. Pioneers reporting objective captured. Get going. Pioneers. Rely on it. We will capture location.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh yeah.
Grenadier. Forward march. Grenadiers, we are moving to.
Oh, there's a machine gun I can pick up there. If they haven't picked it up already.
Pioneers awaiting
So might
order.
have done.
On our way. We will take it. Grenadiers seizing territory.
Some heavy weapons get dropped on the ground and then you can pick them up.
MG support.
Yeah, there we go.
Get out of here now!
We have been granted access to superior arms and soldiers.
Pioneers reporting objective captured.
Right, you guys can run home. I don't know how the factions work well enough to like characterize them effectively, but the Germans are
We
kind
are
of
losing
defensive.
the sector.
Wow, that flamethrower is not really working very well.
this? How can we help?
Ah, like putting my men into cover. Yeah, I do, but I'm absolutely terrible at remembering to do it. I do technically know that it exists, but not to the extent that I ever actually remember. There's a. I mean, because it effectively needs to be micro.
Fully reinforced.
Do they not? Oh yeah, they can get an LMG.
Squad advance.
Probably don't need it.
I'm very good at math.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
It's like the fact that I'm having to like send my units to places is about as much micro as I can really manage. To be honest,
With me.
let's build the next.
Starting construction of Dolk.
Like I'm still forgetting to build. I'm still forgetting to build fuel points and things.
Pioneers. Construct a fuel cache at this position.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good comparison. I don't use cover because I wouldn't use Growl. Just spam Ember. I've got my 4-year-old playing
We
Pokemon
may
again
now
today.
deploy mechanized assault groups, Commander.
She's playing Leaf Green. And I say she's playing Leaf Green, but what I actually mean is... Oh no, don't pack it up! Oh no! I've changed my mind!
Cache building complete.
Oh, that was a fatal tactical error from me there. Oh, never mind. It's fine. She plays Leaf Green, but all she wants to do is just sleep in her bed. Let's build a scout car, so that's fine. Maybe you guys should go home and heal up. That's a good idea. Maybe you guys should build a bunker. That's a good idea. Is that a bunker? No, that's not a bunker. Where's a bunker? Here we go. That's way better than a machine gun team, right?
Let's build a bunker here.
Yeah, just in Pallet Town. She likes to just go back to her bed in Pallet Town and sleep in it. She ventured out a little bit. She ventured out into the world. She didn't want to go visit the laboratory, so she just went back to bed. And then she did go to the laboratory, and then she got her Pokemon, and then she went back to bed again. And now she has actually defeated like 2 Rattatas and a Pidgey. 2 Rattatas and a Pidgey, but then she went back to bed again.
Pioneers ready for anything.
Waffenwagen is moving. On the attack.
She doesn't. I don't think she's got Pokeballs yet. Right?
222 on the move.
Brum. Yeah, brum.
The bunker has been improved with an MG42.
Kamikaze DP, I love them. Is he uncapturing that point? Oh no, he just didn't finish capturing it. It's a little bit arbitrary, like there are good game balance reasons for it, which is fine. But it is a little bit arbitrary what can and what can't capture, what can and can't capture
Enemy
territory.
is taking our territory.
I don't think the Germans have a vehicle. Oh, the Germans can build an APC that can have troops in it, but can capture territory. But like at a thematic level, there's no particular reason why this armoured car shouldn't be able to capture territory. It's just not for that. And the arbitrary mechanics say that it just can't, because it would be unbalanced if it could.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
That's it's fine though. It's a this thing. Yeah, brum. Oh no, I'm in troops. That rifle grenades. Oh, hello. Oh, it's an M5. Oh, that's an American. It's an American half track that the
And here we go.
the Russians just moved.
Yeah?
Pioneers.
Panzer Grenadiers
Some
standing by.
Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers can get a Panzerschreck. It's just, yeah, I don't really understand that distinction. I think it's just creating more. Hey guys, right? They've got their Panzer Faust is represented by being a clicky special ability that costs resources to activate. Oh, that was lucky. The 4-year-old, yeah, it's her first time playing Pokemon. Yeah.
Wedge in our lines.
The 6-year-old actually got quite a long way through. Actually got quite a long way through Fire Red. She got her Charizard. She evolved the Charizard. So. Okay. Oh god, right there. This has been built on. Flamethrower's doing quite a good job of getting rid of it.
Half-track ready.
Grenadiers reporting. MG42s have been requisitioned.
Well, I chose for them really, because they were just the ones I had available at the time. So the 6-year-old had Fire Red and the. Oh, sorry, you mean Star Pokemon? Sorry, not a copy of the cartridge. Yeah, she chose Charizard. She looked at them all. They both chose Charizard. Obviously, also Charmander. Because obviously, who wouldn't choose Charmander? So I look forward to going and Mankey hunting with them. What's that? Oh, it's fun.
We are losing Soldat. Yeah? Half-track is moving.
Time to move.
HQ has
Charmander is the second best after Cubone. I mean, that is certainly a take. I can understand choosing Charmander. Just grind up to Metal Claw, yeah, totally. But there's a man. You can just go and get a Mankey on Victory Road. It's fine. It's quite. Like it was horrible in Red, but in Fire Red it's quite easy. We've got MG42. Why don't you guys come out? That's a good idea. Did I get Battle Phase? Oh, Battle Phase 3. See that? Because obviously the only reason to play Germans is so that you can build German. Someone died. I heard a scream, but I have no idea who it was.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Ah, doing horribly. Everything basically. Who's taking losses? I think that's probably not a good fight. Is that an anti-aircraft? I think it's an anti-aircraft gun, but it's devastatingly effective against infantry. Come on, you're going to fire your panzer strikes or what? Oh! Probably should have checked the health on that thing. I can't deal with the problem with Cubone is I can't deal with Cubone from a lore perspective, right? That's the problem. That's the problem with Cubone. It's like, well, what even is Cubone smell like, right? Like, I can't. That's the oldest mystery in Pokemon, and it's just never been satisfactorily answered. Like, can you imagine leaving a plot point for that long and not including a resolution to it in game? I can't even imagine doing that.
Forward structure under attack. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Yeah, I like this Kangaskhan. I think that works well, but I mean that's just a fan theory, isn't it?
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
There's a quality AI there where they just wander in front of the machine gun nest that they're trying to blow up. Tyrant. Okay, yeah, I can see your type. Yes, Tyrant. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like one of the things that makes Pokemon kind of work is finding a way to have a team that's effective and has type coverage and doesn't look like total garbage. I think is one of the key sort of aspects of. How many of these things have they got? Okay, that was quite effective. Wow. What's that? That's a scout. That was really effective. Okay. Turns out Panzer Strike's quite good. Ah, run away! Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's really bad. Can I build a tank yet? No, yeah, it's fine.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Tanks are a great tank. You guys do. Oh yeah, they're building things. This river is really confusing because I keep instinctively thinking of it as a barrier, but it's not a barrier. Also, like, if Kangaskhan, baby Kangaskhan's, they're like,
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
An alternate evolution. Oh, I don't want to start ranting about Pokemon. It really bothers me that, I don't know, like, I guess it is actually, it's technically a lore complaint again, but, it really bothers me that,
We have a new Panzer IV.
you know, the mismatch between the lore and the mechanics of the way Pokemon evolve and work. I've said my 6-year-old's got a, she's got like a little Pokemon, Pokedex, encyclopedia thing. She's got a Gen 1 one, and then she's got one that goes all the way up to, Alola. and she was, I can't remember what it was, she was telling me some Pokemon fact. I was telling her, well, the thing is, Pokemon facts aren't necessarily reliable because basically someone just sits and makes up a bunch of stuff. It's not really a reliable source of lore because it does say that it says that like Alakazam has an IQ of 5,000 or something and can destroy the world with its brainwaves or something like that. And that can't possibly be true, can it? Because that clearly doesn't happen in there. I think all the Pokemon lore is written by the people that write army books for Warhammer 4000. God of War can make black holes, yeah, that is
We
crazy.
are losing a sector.
I put some God of War lore in RuneScape.
Finest is off. Our
Yeah,
brave
it's not-
infantry is dying.
They love those things. Where's my tank? Come on, tank. Why are they building so many of these? I mean, it's cool. It's a truck with a machine gun on it, so like, I can't argue that. Odd thing to spam. Yeah, well, you've always got to have to slay the ludicrously strong psychic type, right? That's how you Pokemon.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Yeah, come on. It's very satisfying moments. I feel like this game captures teching up better than the other RTSs it's patterned on, where your counter unit hits the field and just annihilates it. Like it's kind of scary that they've got
Enemy has destroyed one of our forward installations.
a scary truck with a big gun on it is really scary until your tank comes out and just insta-jibs it. What's this T-Bay? I was just going for it. Hey. I need to build a... German units can't heal. Did all my pioneers get wiped out? German units can't heal, I think, without like a specifically built like hospital bunker thing. I could build other kinds of units.
Panzer IV will attack. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. UKW has released a Tiger for our use.
Ooh.
Under attack!
Well, I need a lot of fuel if I'm going to build a Tiger.
Assault Grenadiers deployed.
There's just so many of them. Bloody Russians.
Panzer IV is ready for battle. Ready. Destination confirmed.
Yeah, I was doing something fancy with a God of War. I only played Omega Ruby relatively recently. Actually, I said recently, it was probably about 2 years ago now. But it was long after it was released. And I had some ridiculous God
Our
of War
assault
in
Grenadiers await your order to
there.
deploy.
What the fuck? Because she said, I heard Tiger, and I thought, how is a Tiger going to help against the tank? Brilliant. Perfect. Yeah, Tigers are quite good against tanks, it turns out. Can't afford that at all. Let's go down here. Oh, wait, that's my unit. Okay.
Nibelungenberg's finest is off to battle.
Grenadiers reporting. Fall back to base.
You guys need to get out of there.
You redeploying.
I'm not really locking down the battlefield very effectively. The tanks aren't really very good at killing infantry, which I think is historically reasonable. Tanks aren't great against infantry if they're not armed, specifically armed for it. But I think the machine guns on the tanks are artificially not very good because otherwise they'd basically be no balance.
How can we help?
PTRS is firing on us.
Right, Grenadiers have
Our
first aid.
opponents are seizing a sector.
So turn the Grenadiers have first aid.
Standing by. Watch the flanks.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Do not let up. Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Do this some. How am I going to save up enough? How am I going to save up enough fuel to build a Tiger tank? I don't, you know, like the Tiger tank is awesome. But I don't actually like how it looks that much. I think the Panther and the Panzer IV look a lot better. The Panzer IV's got this kind of definitive tank sort of look to it. A lot of the other World War II tanks haven't quite adopted that main battle tank silhouette yet, but the Panzer IV kind of nails it. They're quite small compared to the modern tanks, but they're big enough to be sort of intimidatingly tanky. Oh, hello. Ah!
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
Oh, I'm just screwing up everything. Oh, nice.
We are losing a sector.
Secure that sector.
Oh, that one.
Ready for orders. Pencil shrink team will take the enemy sector. Attack!
I think these guys are quite good. They've got machine guns, submachine guns rather than rifles.
The enemy is
So up
taking
close, they're
our
actually quite brutal.
territory.
Without delay,
No, stop.
moving to enemy territory.
Well done. We have forced the enemy down to 200 points.
Just sent all my infantry to the same place. That was
Relocating. Make sure the travel locks are off,
yeah, particularly the post-war tanks. Like the very final generation of tanks from World War II. The Panther in particular, and the British Centurion. No, the Comet was then developed into the Challenger, which was then developed into the Centurion very soon after the war. And the Centurion was basically like a modern main battle tank. Like it took them because going into World War II, everyone was wrong about what kind of tanks were going to be good. And then the Russians made the T-34, which was like the first really good tank, which surprised the crap out of the Germans because they didn't. They didn't understand. When they invaded Russia, they just assumed that the Russians would have shit tanks, and then the Russians had amazing tanks, and they were really, really confused. But then the Germans built tanks that were copied from the sort of design philosophy of the Russians. But they never fit. Like I think the story was that one of the German generals said, "Can we just build a factory? Can we just copy a T-34 and make a factory that makes T-34s, please, and then we will have a supply of really good tanks." And the German High Command said, "No, we have to have a proper German tank, which will be better." And it took them like 2 years to develop that tank, and it was the Panther. It was incredibly good, but because it took them 2 years to develop, it was kind of too late. But yeah, the basic sort of shape and armament of a main battle tank has significantly changed since then. They even had so modern tank rounds are basically like giant darts. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's still a machine gun there. Come on. Oh, that's the base, right? Okay. Get out, guys. Get out, guys.
Keep it
You can go in and blow up their base, but I don't think it's a very good idea.
Movement orders.
Ah, now I can put a tank
The
on.
enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh, I've got the I've got the number of points set to
Enemy is
500.
down to 75 points.
So actually the matches are quite short.
We are losing a sector.
What do you need? Rally back at base!
You can set it to have longer matches, so that way you get to have, because I'm not even getting to the top tier really.
Get that repaired immediately.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining.
I mean, the interesting thing about modern war and tanks and stuff is that like everything's a bit redundant now. Like we sort of couldn't build anything better than a tank, because in an actual serious fight, it's all decided by an air power and nuclear power. Yeah, so that just looks like a tank, right? It's still not quite as long or as wide as a modern tank, and it's got slightly large. The turret is slightly high, but otherwise that just looks like a modern tank.
Pioneers here.
I spent time writing like cyberpunk settings and trying to justify why mechs exist and that sort of thing in cyberpunk
Our
settings is a fun
opponents
thing.
are seizing a sector.
Which one is it?
Fatherland with a victory.
I'll do a slightly larger one, although they sometimes drag a little bit. It drags them back a bit. Oh, I've got a loot box. Oh, it's going to be in my loot box. It's a new camouflage pattern. Where? Nice. But only for one type of vehicle, or is that for all types of vehicles? There are like incredibly tiny, what's the right word? Like bonuses, like 3% extra damage and stuff like that you can unlock. And there's different commanders, and the different commanders have access to different vehicles. So sometimes you don't get access to a particular vehicle if you're not playing a particular commander. What should I do? It's fun to do like loads of people versus loads of people. City 17. City 17 in later. Essen Steelworks, that sounds fun, let's do that. No. Semi-historical. What do you mean, Dexter? Do you mean the campaign missions, or? Because I didn't enjoy the campaign of Company Heroes 1 or Company Heroes 2 really very much. The one of the expansions for Company Heroes 1 was quite good. Tales of Valor, I think. Tales of Valor was quite fun. How does Theatre of War work? Is that like a? Okay, so go have a look. Wait, how do I go back to the menu? Back. There we go. Theatre of War. Oh, these are like the DLC maps. Operation Barbarossa. Are they like they're like the campaign, right? Aren't they? How are they different from the campaign? User recommended loadout. Co-op scenarios. Oh yeah, alright, let's give it a go. I've not played any of this. I think I have. Oh, I think I have them all. If I remember correctly, I got them all in like a Steam sale or something ages ago. So this is a So I can choose to play the Russians or the Germans by the look of it. Co-op scenarios. So okay, so solo challenges. Oh, then solo AI battles, is that? I'll give it a go, see what happens. So, looks like I'm playing as the Russians. Taken hold of the victory points. German infantry use Jaeger light infantry packages. Okay. Oh right, so I'm using my multiplayer. Oh no, I'm not using my multiplayer loadout, but I could be using my multiplayer loadout, right? Because this is using their recommendation. I guess I'll use that one. Rapid conscription, conscript air kits, conscript data set, conscript assault. What? I'm an expert at this game. What are you talking about? How dare you criticise my?
You need something built?
How dare you criticise my skills? I can definitely do this on captain difficulty with absolutely no trouble whatsoever. I'm an expert. Yep, yeah, you've seen me play. You know how it is. Partisan tank hunters. Yeah, let's take that one. So, I have no idea what I'm up against, so it's a great idea to choose my. But if I don't choose my commander now, I'll just forget. That's the main one.
Territory is ours.
Molotovs.
Engineers have capture order.
We will secure it.
So this is just a multiplayer, a skirmish match with a fixed map and fixed loadout. That's interesting. Strange things to do.
This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet Union. Take it.
These rivers are not crossable. Ah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a really deep river. Look at that. There's a great map. I'm not sure if it's available in multiplayer. There's a great map with a frozen river, and you can destroy the ice, and then stuff falls into the ice. If there's a tank crossing, and you fire enough anti-tank guns at it, then the tank falls in the river, which is hilarious. Yeah, like the fords there. You mean? Yeah, there's a crossable ford there.
Area secure. Red Army, at your service. Comrades,
I don't remember how the Russians work. Do I need to build other buildings? I think I do. Oh.
soldiers ready. We will take it for the Soviet people. It will be ours.
I guess this is a sort of introductory mode for people who don't feel confident going into skirmish.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Enemy is engaging us.
Oh no, that's not.
We are bleeding, comrades.
That is why you should not attack Russia. Okay, so in theory I could try and hold those 2 points and defend that crossing, and that crossing. But then I've got an opening here, but that would be the defending point.
Need something built?
So do I need to build more buildings? Yes, I do.
Engineers pulling up.
That much. Moving to location. Conscripts here. Taking it is one thing. Holding it is another.
I can't build anything else just now.
Red Army, there will be no excuse for failure.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Kill the fascistic!
Part of the reason I'm not very good at using cover is it's just often kind of tricky to tell what... Is that going to be cover? I guess. I hope no one has any grenades.
Conscript, we are pulling out! We are taking losses! This now belongs to us.
There is a whole mechanic where you can put sandbags up and stuff. I don't know if these guys can do it, can they? Yeah, they can. It's cute. Oh, they're dying. Right, you guys build whatever the next building is. Yellow means light covering. Yeah, I know about the cover. What I mean is, sorry, is like often in a firefight there isn't a useful cover with line of sight to the firefight. So but actually that time there was. I'm assuming cover doesn't work if it's from the wrong direction. But that, I don't think that was true of Dawn of War, like because a lot of the cover was like craters and stuff, and I think the crater just counted. Regardless, it's that okay, scout car, sniper.
Engineer standing by.
Next.
Get to work, men.
I quite like these penal battalions.
Waiting for your command. Moving. Soldiers, fall back to base.
You guys can come and defend here.
You need something demolished? It's done. You need something built?
What can I build now? Oh, anti-tank guns and machine guns. That's probably something I need.
Supply sector under attack.
On our way.
Engineers ready for assignment.
The enemy has us
Conscripts here.
Bring the squad up to full strength by filling their ranks with conscripts.
Right, we'll get there.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
We are as
MG squad awaiting orders. We are losing territory.
Da, tovarish. Move out.
Right, what I want to do is sort of secure my territory, but these games are designed specifically to not let you do that, which I always think is a bit mean.
Machine gun is displaced. We have it.
That is kind of the point. I mean, I guess because there's always total annihilation to that kind of thing, right? And it just sort of, I had a lot of time for that when I was little, and I've come to appreciate the design of modern RTSs that
You can now use camouflage to ambush the enemy.
refuse to allow you to dig in and defend,
Destination confirmed.
because that way you get a dynamic game where stuff happens and is cool. I suspect they're probably just going to keep attacking here, aren't they? They are doing
Rifleman
it.
ready. Machine gun ready.
These machine guns got on wheels, like. It's a bit heavy to carry. Is that a, what kind of, that's a 1910 Mac? Oh, it's a Maxim. Oh right, that's a World War I machine gun. This is your gun, I suppose. Oh, hello. They probably should have built some sandbags.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
That would have been helpful. Build another machine gun.
You need something built? Engineer standing by.
We can't build one of those.
We are bleeding, comrades. We must
Yeah, of course, foundations have cannons. Why wouldn't
The enemy is taking what we have secured. Heavy machine gun team prepared for combat.
they? Oh, hi Theo. Yeah, this is what warfare looks like when you're not like a theocracy.
this land belongs.
Eventually,
I do not care.
eventually, the people of the human kingdoms will abandon Saradomin, develop the Renaissance, develop technology, and then World War I will happen. And it won't be entirely clear whether that's a good thing or not. Oh, Jesus, what is
There are
that?
no cowards here.
Yes, comrade.
That looks like a good spot for the MG.
Contact. Forward, comrades. Comrades, we have orders to fall back.
My theory is, if I can secure those two routes, then I only need to worry about this one. Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. What? Do I have anything that can fight? Oh yeah, probably.
Waiting for your command.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Right, here we go. That's what we want.
Fresh meat has arrived.
76mm. There's a real problem with World War II stuff where you can't. I look at this and it's 76mm. I mean that sounds good. 76mm sounds good. It's bigger than the 75mm gun on the Sherman. I know a Sherman has a 75mm gun, and I know a T-34 has a 75mm gun. That's very sad. Hey, there we go. Go on, that's it. You run, you run. Just in time.
We are relocating this gun.
Forward.
They're probably going to come and attack me here with something violent. Can they build themselves some sandbags? No, they can't. Maybe I should send them someone who can build them some sandbags. Oh, he built a howitzer. That's crazy. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, that's getting the job done, look at that! Oh no, they're running fast! Oh no, oh this is bad. It's a bad situation, I'm not ready to deal with. Oh, did they not make it? They didn't make it. Amazing. Yeah, this is some strong World War II action here.
Rifleman ready.
What do you need?
Guys, come a bit further up.
AT gun on the move.
Red on the march.
These guys do have
Check your
sandbags.
ear. We are moving.
We build some sandbags. Oh, that's not good, is it? No.
I would rather be shooting at the enemy. Well
You guys.
done, comrades. Protection is always
Okay.
welcome.
Ready.
Oh, these machine gunners are getting the job done, aren't they? What is that? Oh. Okay, well, I was ready for that situation.
What do you have for us? We are moving.
You fuckers have just got yourself all
Falling
killed.
back, comrade.
This is World War II, here.
AT gun here.
But the Maxim is a World War I gun, that was the joke, because this is World War II. But the Russians are still using Maxims. Oh, they never make one. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This motherfucker! That's it's a powerful image right there.
Awaiting command.
Fucking hell. Yeah, it's just like, check out my flamethrower!
Your orders, comrade.
Charges in. Can I build a thing yet?
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
Oh, uh-oh. That's not good.
We are
Sounds
losing
a bit-
supplies to the enemy.
Conscripts here.
Here we go.
Right. Moving out.
I'm not really taking up here very effectively.
You need something built?
Nice.
Yes, comrade.
Oh, hey Patrick. Oh, hi Guy. Wow, everyone's on. Evening, everybody.
That device.
Men have arrived.
This is Company of Heroes T.
Soldiers ready. Securing the objective.
I'm playing the Russians.
Heavy vehicle production can now begin.
Oh, a T-70. KB-1. Oh, can I not build T-34s? What? Is that the final one?
Standing by.
Oh, it's the final one. Okay, fine.
yesterday.
That's the efficient way to tech up, is that you build everything along the way. Right, anti-tank grenades, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I should probably get back to streaming Rome and get back to streaming. Oh, they're trying to steal my gun. Yeah, here we go. This is how we do it. Yeah.
Conscripts can now attack tanks with AT grenades. One of our AT guns has been neutralized.
It's fine. We've got plenty more crew where that guy came from. Can I merge onto him? No.
Additional resources are now available to you, Commander.
What does that mean? Howitzers.
Get out of here! Retreat!
Oh, I really need to send some. I need to send some conscripts over to build those guys some sandbags.
Red Army,
That would be a good idea.
back to base at once. It will be part of the motherland.
I think this gun can have a larger crew, but I think I've got to send them all the way back home if I want them to. Can I build a hospital or something for them? A transport truck. Does that let you do that? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. I saw Kitty was playing Crusader Kings 3. Is it? I'm not sure whether it's worth playing over Crusader Kings 2, which is kind of like hilarious but flawed.
Engineer standing by. Go.
So I guess if it's flawed, that means there is definitely something to improve. But
The hard part will be keeping it.
AT gun here. Field gun standing by. Your orders, comrade.
Over there, really?
you object to.
The enemy has our
Is it? I guess is it? Oh, that's bad. Bad situation. All right. No, they seem fine.
You need something built?
Oh, hang on. Can they? Ah, yeah. No. They, is that right?
Soldiers ready.
Oh no, but they need to
Base, comrade.
heal up to full first. Alright, what can I build? Can I build a CP for you? Yeah, there we go. This is what it's all about. Spamming tanks.
Engineer standing by.
Oh,
Engineers move out.
I had some good. Like, Ireland has quite an interesting situation in Crusader Kings 2. I had some
Rifleman
played as an
ready.
Irish king,
AT gun here.
and then I think my
Red Army, at
wife
your service.
married my enemy or something like that. I can't remember. I cheated on her
There are no cowards here.
accidentally with my cousin, who I didn't realise was my cousin until after I married her, and then it was like, oh, that's your cousin, by the way. Classic Crusader Kings.
T-34 ready for combat.
Hey! From. It's a cool looking tank. The Russian tanks had like front turrets, which look kind of cute. Oh, hello.
How can we help?
Crew, get the field gun moving. You need something built? Build us a field
Come on, this tank. Hello.
We have lost a
Oh,
machine gun
oh,
crew.
wow, that's bad. It's a bad situation right now. This stole my machine gun. And now they're running away with it. Why? Oh, there's a mortar. Hey! You guys go get that machine gun.
machine gun ready. MG is relocating.
Moving. Move out.
I guess we could go on the offensive.
Engineer standing by.
Waiting for your command. Forward. March.
That's my build. Another T-34. Bit off, gets it over.
What do you need?
Cannot keep us from it.
From some water.
Standing by. Get that fucking MG ready.
Oh, wait, where did they come from? Ah, there's another way in. Oh no. Do I have a tank on my own? I do.
D-34 reporting. We are attacking.
Assholes.
Da, Tovari. Moving out.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
We must defend this territory.
We have a new T-34 standing by. The enemy has cut off a sector.
Soldiers ready.
D-34 ready.
I haven't really played many computer games for the last 3 months. I've done really. I've been off streaming because I fractured my knee, and also with that's meant that I haven't been able to do very much in the mornings. And because I haven't been able to do very much in the mornings, my wife's been having to do the majority of the dealing with the
Our
kids.
territory is falling into enemy hands.
And so I've been obviously trying to do as much as I can in the evenings to make up for that. So like by the time the kids are all dealt with and everything is done, it's like 10 o'clock at night and I'm back. No, it was the knee before Theo. That was the problem I had before. Yeah, it was my knee that was the main problem. It wasn't a separate injury. But it's actually I saw the doctor yesterday, and he said, well, what you really need to do is
Good work, comrades. It's now
start
belongs
exercising
to
it
us.
more. And it's funny, like it's a psychosomatic element to it where I'm like, oh well, actually,
Engage!
now that I know I'm supposed to be pushing it harder, suddenly I feel a lot better about pushing it harder. And I find I think I'm a little bit hypochondriac, right? But like, I find particularly with injuries,
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
the thing that upsets me and worries me the most is the thought that the injury might be more serious.
Here we go.
So, so knowing from the doctor that it's healing well and that I need to push it harder makes me feel a lot better about how bad it feels, you know. Because then the pain is a sign of healing rather than the sign of something really, really serious.
Comrades, we have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
Because I have been at the point where I need to worry about whether or not I'm going to have surgery, which it looks like I probably won't.
We are ready to go,
So that's
comrades.
good. So I went for a walk down to the river with my 4-year-old today, and that was hardly not awful. Thanks everyone. Anyway, but yeah, I've not had really time to do anything. I've not really been playing any games at all. So I thought I'd stream. I've been feeling like, oh, I should stream something, but I don't really know what. And I was going to try The Witcher, but it's so long. Like, I'm not at all convinced that The Witcher is a good idea. I guess I really ought to go and
The
another
enemy
crossing
still
up
has
here.
300 points.
That presumably is a live crossing. I need to go and take the next point, I guess. This is going to take forever if I don't catch it. There are a few cases of women fighting in the Russian military. I don't think they were like generally deployed, as far as I'm aware.
The squad needs your help. Fall in.
But I think like there were a few edge cases of female snipers, and there was one female tank commander, which was a special case because she like paid for her own tank or something.
Enemy tank firing on us!
I mean, the thing about Stalingrad is that Stalingrad was a total clusterfuck where, like, the city was occupied by a brutal occupation force. So, is that straight through? So, like, if I don't know whether she was like an official plan, but if she goes and picks up a rifle and starts killing Germans in their city, she's going to stop there, wouldn't it? Not the
Enemy
Russians, certainly.
forces capturing supply sector.
And not the Germans either, as it turns out.
Da, товарищ.
Assault gun is disabled.
Your orders, comrade.
Taking it is one thing. Holding it. Check your gear. We are moving.
Ooh. But yeah, as far as I know, there wasn't any like Russian women just served freely in the military or anything like that. I don't think that was true.
You have orders.
Let's just move everyone up, because why not?
We have to secure that location. Duty is clear. Yes, comrade.
I like that. I mean, I'm skeptical of some of. No, sorry, I shouldn't say. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. Some of the mechanics aren't very historical in this game.
T-34 ready for combat.
But the overall influence they have on the way that the game plays out works quite well. So tank balance is a little odd, but the way that in practice tanks end up working out is, you know, they're highly mobile, they're destructive. If you've got tank supremacy over your opponent, then you end up dominating them because that's what tanks do. So like that tank isn't very good at killing those infantry. I suspect slightly unrealistically not good at killing those infantry. But he was able to get to them very quickly and drive them
The enemy
away,
is reduced to 200
force them
points.
to retreat.
D-34 reporting. Fuck with it, D-34! For the motherland!
Yeah, this is World War II. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean World War. It's fascinating how much World War II still like.
Army, at your service.
It's so significant to our culture, like, because a lot of the modern, I don't want to say feminist movement, that's the wrong way to put it, but like, basically like, the move to have women work, which is kind of a specific subcategory of feminism, a lot of that derives from World War II, because so many women did end up working in World War II, that it was kind of hard, it was hard then to justify the argument that women weren't capable of it, because they very obviously were, because they'd spent World War II making ammunition and doing other important critical things for the war effort. So like there was a sort of myth that women couldn't work, which is conclusively disproven. These guys are just calmly demolishing enemy base. If I was a better micromanager, I would have driven him around behind that, and then he would have been able to attack it from behind, and that would have been way more effective. Oh, hello.
Squad displacing. Taking fire! Standing by. Enemy infantry now.
See you, Dan. Yeah, I'm not sure what to stream. Like, yeah, The Witch is fully voice acted, isn't it? I think even The Witcher 1 is fully voice acted.
Remaining.
But it's so long, I worry about like. I really feel like I ought to play it, and I don't really want to skip straight to 2.
Your orders. We will take it for the Soviet people.
T-34 moving out.
I'll get what's this? Precision bombing strike. Can I do that? Yeah. Oh, look at that! Oh no, I can't attack the enemy base with it.
The enemy
Oh,
has
rubbish.
75 points remaining. Your first is for command. One less person.
You know you're doing well in the enemy base, destroying the base. I feel like I don't quite get streaming and I'm taking it slightly too seriously. I keep thinking about presentation and I feel bad that I haven't actually finished any of the games yet. Oh no, I finished Doom, right? I finished Doom Eternal. But it would take a while. I mean, realistically, I was never going to finish Rome anyway. I haven't finished Season 2. I think I'll go back and finish Season 2. So it's quite close to the end. I'll watch through the most recent stream and remind myself what I was doing. Building shit.
We have nearly won. The enemy is down.
This is a very clunky mechanic. This is their HQ building, and it's damaged, or it's destroyed. But because it's their base HQ, they're going to keep rebuilding it. But my units will just keep randomly firing at it instead of blowing up stuff that can actually be damaged. It's so noisy, World War II.
Soviet victories were few and far between in the opening
Oh, look, some plot.
Operation Barbarossa. The heroic struggle of encircled Soviet General Ivan Volgin to push through and fight his way back to the Soviet lines showed an early glimmer of the spirited defenses to come.
I mean that's oh look, I got some cheap.
We
Wait,
have
did they show
made
up on the stream?
Comrade
No,
Stalin
they didn't.
proud.
Okay, so that was literally just a skirmish match, but then with a bit of text on the end. That's cute, I suppose. Don't know. Did you see earlier when my Steam friends list popped up? Or was that also not captured by the thing? I guess it's a separate window technically, isn't it? That's good. That's good for the people on my Steam friends list. Oh, it turns out I'm an expert in this game. I am, in fact, an expert in this game and can play on Captain. Hooray! Let's see if there's anything else here. So these are co-op, but hopefully I can put in like an AI player, maybe? An AI skirmish against an aggressive German enemy. Oh, that's the Russian one, right? Okay, so I can play here. Grab approach. Kharkov. So what is this? Open to public? No. Right, cool, yeah, so I can add some. Well, I was gonna do just a co-op versus AI anyway, so I might as well do this and see how it works out. Oh, it wants me to use these commanders, which are a bit boring. Sure, whatever. Let's go. Oh, I didn't actually read what I'm supposed to do. Oh, this is the victory points again, isn't it? I think. Yeah. The commanders I find, like, I understand why they've done them in the way they have, but they feel like a monetization mechanic, right? Like they're designed the way they are. So the commanders have 5 abilities that unlock, and there's lots of different combinations of those abilities. So if you want like a Stug 3 as a commander ability and a Tiger Tank as a commander ability, and there's probably a commander that has both Stug 3 and Tiger Tank. But the reason that you can't just choose your abilities is because they sell the specific combinations of commanders as monetization options. Which is a little bit frustrating. I mean, like, I don't know, I guess I would have designed that system that way on purpose for that reason. It's a tricky problem, really, like, when your boss tells you monetize something, you monetize it, right? Like, and your job as a designer is to do a good job of monetizing it. Oh, what the hell? Okay, there's 3 of us, and one of them's all the way over there. Blimey, this map's huge.
We shall change that.
Yeah, okay, so this, like, these maps I really struggle with, these much larger maps, because infantry takes so long to get from point to point that I find it, like, I might, you know, my poor coordination means that I'm, by the time I've noticed there's a problem, there's absolutely no chance I can get any troops there to deal with it. I feel like the larger the map, the more it rewards being, you know, coordinated and knowing what's going on. What's my new build? More pioneers of this. So in a obviously in a co-op skirmish map, I've got other AI friends who aren't very good at reinforcing territory and stuff. They seem to struggle a bit with that conceptually.
A squad of pioneers has arrived.
Can I just text straight up? Probably not. Oh, I need Battle Phase 1 really, don't I? Oh, unlocked a Battle Phase 2? That's interesting. Oh, fair enough. I guess because Battle Phase 3 doesn't exist because this is 1943 or something. So that stuff doesn't exist yet. It's interesting. Right, what do I need? More fuel. Okay. The AI don't seem to be very good at building those cache things on the points, so... I've been learning about Flames of War recently, which is a tabletop miniatures tank game, and that has an incredibly elaborate system of like which tanks exist in which years and that sort of thing. Yeah. Now I'm an expert in this game. I can put my group in the cover. That's really more points. I don't think it's worth bringing that guy over. What's going on over here? Generally, I just ignore what my teammates are doing. It's an interesting thing about standard AI versus standard AI is you can kind of expect them to counter each other. Wow, I mean... I feel like if they're in a building and I'm not in a building, that means I lose. I don't know if that's true, but I don't intuitively feel like I should be able to win that fight. What am I going for here? Mechanized Grenadiers, a half track. Veteran squad leaders. He is going to lose that fight. That's fine. I need them to go home anyway. Yeah, like they're not reinforcing these points, and if I remember, they're probably not going to ever get around to reinforcing those points, so I have to do it myself. The most interesting thing I found in Flames of War is that the points values vary depending on the year as well. So like early in 1943, when Panthers first start to appear, they're incredibly expensive. And I think that's partly because their armor value is so high that almost nothing available can defeat them. Whereas in 1944, where the field is covered in like Sherman Fireflies and things like that can easily defeat Panthers, then Panthers have a lower points cost because they're both less useful, and also because there were just way more of them. So it's a really intriguing system. Mechanized Grenadiers. I quite like that veteran squad leader's ability, but I also kind of like Mechanized Grenadiers. I don't feel like I'm going to do very much else with any of these though. Stormtroopers. Yeah, let's go for that one. Let's see if I can make it work.
We'll build a fresh dome right here.
Oh, they're just going for it. Yeah. Bold attack on enemy territory. I bet, like, it seems like a reasonable strategy to me to say, well, I'm responsible for this point. And then I'm sure if I can hold on to this point, my friends will do a good job holding the other points. But in practice, I've found that is often not the case, and I have to massively overcommit to the other points and then lose the one that I was supposed to be holding myself. That's my strategy. That's how I roll. What can I build here? Well, what was it that was really good last time? It was Panzer Grenadiers, wasn't it? Right, I'm definitely going to need a lot of half tracks because otherwise my guys are just never going to get to where they're supposed to go. Ugh. That's an interesting problem I found in. It applies in a lot of games. Like it applies in Civilization of all things, where you don't. Prior to Civ 5, units in Civilization couldn't embark on water without there being a transport ship to carry them around, and that was such a fact. It just wasn't worth the bother, so everybody just played on Pangea maps all the time because that way you didn't have to worry about that shit. Oh, hello. Panzer Grenadiers are... Why have they got a... Is that something that's coming from one of these? No, I don't think so. What's a 250... What's a 250/1? Is that better? Let's find out, I guess. Oh no! Oh shit, that is the 250/1, right? Hang on. That's the ability to build those. Wait, so can I not normally build those? How do I... Oh, it's a 251. Okay, what's the difference? It's incredibly subtle distinction between these two kinds of half-track. Oh, I'm not sure. What's going on in the battlefield? Not very much. I can't figure out how to make good use of snipers. I find like I always just get my snipers killed.
New units are ready to deploy.
Run. Oh, he looks a bit different. Yeah, it's a different shape. It's like it's got smaller capacity. Yeah, one squad of infantry. That's interesting.
Yeah? Driver, get us there.
Brum. Road trip. What can I build? I can build armoured cars. Have they literally just taken the tech down one level? I guess that's a good way of doing it. After phase 2, more. Oh, how are these guys doing? I'm sure my allies will deal with this problem eventually. Oi!
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
Inside.
Oi!
The enemy has dealt us the blow.
Sing us hard. Maybe now I'm out of this. You see that shot?
Infiltration specialist.
Yeah!
Join the fight.
These guys were hiding in this building all along. I love that sort of mechanic. I love the narrative, like, it's like a fun narrative to like, I was hiding in there all along. Such a simple mechanic. Oh, I'm getting weird deja vu. Oh, I'm getting weird deja vu of saying that I like mechanics like that to Theo. That is weird. Oh, we're losing everywhere. We're losing all across the front. What's going on? No, I should take cover anywhere. Oh god. No, I'm not building anything. So what are they? Oh right, okay. They've got an AT rifle instead of a Panzerschreck. Oh yes, of course, because Panzerschreck doesn't exist. Oh shit. That's annoying.
We have seized it. Standing by. Yes.
Pioneers ready for anything.
Well, I feel like I've got control of my part of the... Wait, they can, but the Pioneers can have a veteran squad leader. Oh, it's starting to lag now. Why can't they have a?
Pioneers awaiting orders.
France rudimentary repair, mark target, and model time for smoke grenade.
Half-track has arrived.
From
Taking fire over here!
Half-track awaiting orders. We are losing a sector. Half-track ready. Yeah?
come on, you guys got grenades? Yes, yes, yes. Come on. This one machine gun team are doing a valiant job of defending this point.
You have need of us?
Securing! Capturing territory!
I imagine this isn't a very good gun, but
Half-track awaiting orders.
we can go back here.
Moving out.
Walking
What do
around.
these stormtroopers do?
When do we get
Experts
to
at
the
disrupting
shooting?
civilian. And Panzer. Well, they can have a Panzerschreck. What? Panzerschrecks haven't been invented yet.
Enemy Panzer has opened
Oh my god, the historical realism. Can't believe it.
We have the sector.
I'm not very impressed. Ah! It's that T-72.
Enemy forces are securing
It's so tiny.
our
I
territory.
love it. Those anti-tank guns are not good. They're not doing anything to that. I think the Panzerschreck probably would have wiped that out, but that is not helping at all.
Squad, ready to move right away.
Probably
Our opponents are
spawning
seizing
some
a
more
sector.
stormtroopers like that. Give them a Panzerschreck. And hide them in that little thing. Maybe.
Have
It's
300
definitely
points
gonna work.
remaining. Increase your efforts.
Oh, it's just a bug that still think it's going to be. This T-70 is quite dangerous. It's surprisingly brutal for such a little tank.
Pioneers!
Oh, I haven't advanced to battle phase 2 yet. Whoops.
Shoots in here.
Half-track ready.
He's dead. Panzer Grenadier. Time to move. Put back. Yeah.
I'm not sure what tools I have available to combat that.
Driver, get us there.
Squad, shut it. We are receiving new orders.
They can have MP40s as well.
Yes. Squad, ready to move. Secure that
I
position.
feel like I'm putting quite a lot of effort into defending this one
Standing by.
munitions point, not fuel point, but
You need something built? Or blown up? You found something?
Manufacturing capability has been increased.
We
the
have
base
no
building, I don't know where to
structure
put anything.
Standing by. Panzer Grenadiers.
I'm not at all sure what the benefit of this half track is compared to the other half track.
We are on it.
Oh. Oh cute. Wait, what did it do? Oh, it's dug in. Oh, that's great.
What do you need?
We are ready.
That's really funny. Is that a special ability? I guess it must be.
Half-track ready.
Yeah. We'll take it
Pioneers awaiting orders.
Right, what can I build now? Panzer IV Als F1. Oh.
Well done. We have forced the enemy down to 200 points.
Clown cars, that's cute. I'm confused by why only my Pioneers can have squad leaders. That's really confusing. Maybe Grenadiers can and I'm just not using it. I would have thought Panzer Grenadiers would.
Squad, shut it. We are receiving new orders.
go, pioneers.
I don't make threats.
We have another go at reinforcing those points.
Moving. Ready. Pioneer squad moving out.
Stay in cover and return fire. Here.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Okay, so I guess these stormtroopers probably shouldn't have that fancy training.
Taking losses!
Is that you?
Loss! Standing by!
Oh, hello. Ah, oh, Jesus.
The enemy is taking our territory.
That's bad. That's a bad situation.
The
Like that.
enemy is
I'm not at all
inflicting
happy about
losses
that.
upon us.
Ineffective against armor. Lacking performance against. Right, so I don't have any tanks that are good against tanks. That's what I'm learning here. Right, okay, I guess I just won't build any of those then.
Standing by! Go! Go! Break contact!
But they can build T-34s. Oh, because it's the... Yeah, of course. Because this is the point where the Germans were totally outmatched.
The
Yeah,
enemy
yeah,
is
yeah.
attempting to
Okay, that's
steal
fair enough.
our sector.
I don't have anything that can fight
We are
T-34s
ready
because
for
it's
action.
Germany.
Get going.
Alright, so what can they build? MG42, yeah. Yeah, they can
Fatherland
build a
is
veteran squad
furnishing
leader.
us with MG42.
Oh, but they can't have a veteran squad leader and an MG42. Of course they can't.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
Yeah! Rally back at base!
We have reduced our foes to 100 points.
Oh, I mean, they're losing quite badly. But...
Panzer Grenadiers!
Is the field just covered? Yep, the field's just covered in tanks now. I love the little tiny stubby gun on this thing, though. Looks really cool.
The enemy is down to 75 points.
It's so interesting period of like technological development as well. Just how quickly things changed. Like the tanks from the start of the war were
Squad moving out.
useless and redundant by the end of the war.
Shoots in here.
Grenadiers reporting.
It's really intriguing how fast things moved.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Squad! Panzer
I know.
Grenadiers!
Oh yeah, I know what you were saying earlier. Like it's really intriguing how wrong everyone was about how tanks were going to work. At the start of the Valiant Hearts, is that the one with the? Is that the anime game? Anime, you know what I mean? Japanese anime style game.
Our brave infantry is
Which is
dying.
like a kind of little tactical game with women in heat caps poking their heads out top of tanks. Is that one? In which case, yes, I think I played like
Victory is in our
the
grasp. The
first
enemy
mission
has
of it.
25 points remaining.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm not thinking of the right thing. Okay, but that's...
The enemy can taste defeat. They only have 10 points remaining.
No, that's not the one I was thinking of. What am I thinking
by
of?
October 24th, securing the critical flanks of the advancing attack on Moscow. This drove the Red Army back and set the stage for the battle for Stalingrad.
We have
Oh
lost
yeah,
the
and thanks for telling me about these
Fatherland
decks, because I should,
with
when I'm
victory.
feeling like grinding out a skirmish match, I should just do one of these instead of just another. Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles. That's the one I'm thinking of. No, I've never heard of any of those. I've just googled it and I don't really. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was describing Valkyria Chronicles, and you can obviously tell. Yeah, my description was so good that Dor was able to guess what I meant. Oh, let's do one more. I don't think it's better. Oh, I was going to look up my. Hang on, before I start, I'll look up my uncle's great uncle's memoir thing. He's still alive. He's over 100 now. It was his 100th birthday party, but because of the lockdown, we couldn't actually do the birthday party. I haven't met him for a while. He's great. He looks like Peter O'Toole. Well, he looks like Peter O'Toole looks when Peter O'Toole is old. Yeah, World War One had a similar transition because World War One transitioned from, like the Napoleonic era to the modern era, and so World War One was like weird, brutal fight. But then that was an astonishing transition, which just blew everyone's minds. Like artillery and machine guns completely blew everyone's minds. And then World War II somehow transformed warfare again, so that going into World War II, everyone got everything wrong. Where is this thing? Can't find it. Well, because the two big technologies going into World War II were the battleship and the cruiser tank, both of which turned out to be completely redundant and didn't really accomplish anything in World War II. Everyone spent all the time between the two wars building battleships and cruiser tanks, and then they both turned out to be completely useless, and so by the end of the war no one was using either of those things anymore, which is kind of fascinating. Let's go have a look at a different one. Case Blue, capture Stalingrad. These are all. Oh yeah, I mean of course because it's Company of Heroes. They're all. There's Company of Heroes too. They're all German versus Russian. I have enough of fighting Germans versus Russians, I think. I'll do one more skirmish. There was a really good map that had a line of hill, it was like a big hill down the middle. I can't remember which one it was. Dexter, if you're still there, can you remember? It's like between the two forces. There's just a ridge. No, it's like a 3v3. It was either 3v3 or 4v4. I can't remember. And it's there's a ridge between the two, and there are almost forts, or there's fortifications along the ridge, and you have to run up the hill. No, it was definitely Company of Heroes 2 because I was playing the British on it. I can't remember. I'll look down the 3v3 list. It wasn't that one, Hill 400. I can't remember. Is that Ethelbrook Station? Across the Rhine. No, I don't think it was that. It was quite a narrow map, it was wider, in terms of how close the two sides were. It was quite narrow and wide. I don't think, I can play this one, but I don't think it was across the Rhine. Give it a go. Alright, who am I going to play now? I haven't played Over Commando West yet. Let's have some variety. So Ober Commando West is the Western Front German forces as opposed to the Eastern Front German forces, but they've characterised them just in a completely different way. Let's stick everyone on here. Yeah, I think I have Fallschirmjäger as one of my things. Do I have it as one of my guys? Yeah, Luftwaffe Ground Forces. Yeah, that's probably a good call actually. I'm not very good at using them, but it's fun, right? Who's the other guy I'm not using? Panzer Fusiliers, Jag Tiger. Ridiculous. Oh, I should probably try and build a Tiger tank, really, because I haven't yet managed to build a Tiger tank. So let's go for the Tiger tank guy, which isn't as fun as Volshmir, is it? Okay. And I think I've got slightly better at the game, and actually, like, I was having some quite exciting, serious fights for a while as I was learning to get. I mean, I'm not very good at the game, right? But I'm good enough to be able to beat the AI on normal. And when I wasn't quite good enough to beat the AI on normal, I had some very satisfying fights. I don't think this is I think this is a different map that I really enjoyed playing with. I had some really exciting. Yeah, I'm an expert now. I think I had a really satisfying, like, grinding fight on this map. Trying to capture territory on the way. Where is this? Oh, there it is. My War by David King. I'm just going to read you a few. I'll just read a couple of sentences on it so you can get an idea of the style. In 1932, Hitler came to power. I was 12, and all my growing up was against a background of violent threats from Nazi Germany, interspersed with actual invasions of Germany's neighbours. First the reoccupation of the Saar Basin, then Austria, then the Munich crisis with his threats against Czechoslovakia. He's hyphenated Czechoslovakia. Finally, in the spring of 1939, the occupation of the whole of Czechoslovakia. At this point, Britain realised that war preparation had to be taken most seriously, and conscription was introduced. And I love his, like, he talks like that as well. He's brilliant. He's such a, like, fantastic old gentleman. I managed to introduce. My wife met him once. We went for Japanese food.
This is what we're trained for.
Which is significant because he was he spoke Japanese during the war. He learned Japanese during the war. He decoded Japanese messages, and he'd never had Japanese food. Ox Grenadiers. Kubelwagen. I really miss Company Heroes 1 had these fantastic little motorbikes with sidecars, and they were so charming. Like, they would just drive about, and I can't remember what the guy said, but he was really excited and scared to be driving around on a motorbike. And but this game doesn't have the bin, which is such a shame. It's got these shit little cars instead, which aren't anywhere near as good. The motorbike is ace. I guess because I'm thinking of like there's a load of them in Indiana Jones or something, weren't there? There's my Kubelwagen. There it is.
I'm ready. Go.
In theory, if I can keep an eye on him, he can just run around and steal all the points. But in practice, I think I'm probably not going to manage that. Right. So the idea of Oberkommando West is that they're like a mobile German, whereas the East German force. I mean, this isn't like historical, right? But like, it's the way they've chosen to characterize them to make them fun and distinct from each other. The Eastern forces are very slow and static and defensively oriented, whereas these guys can't. They're not allowed to reinforce points, for example. Don't blow up my car. Oh, run away! It's me! I don't think that's going to go very well for me.
Stand ready.
So they can't build bases, but they can call in trucks, and the trucks can be bases. Well, it was going to be Tigers, wasn't it?
Regimental headquarters advised. Panzer Fusiliers are ready for action.
The Panzer Fusiliers too. Light infantry with Panzer Shreks and G44. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Ah! Damn it!
Forward enemy infantry unit lost.
Well, they didn't do
Ready
very
for
well.
action.
That's probably a bit of an aggressive play. But...
Their territory needs to be secured.
Oh no, actually, hang on. Given the way that I play, I think I need that there.
Schneck. Their territory needs to be secured.
Brum. That can do that. Captain do that.
Secure the vehicle. Location set. Begin
Should
conversion.
probably be contributing in some way to this fight.
We're ready to move. Driver forward. Long range move.
The area I thought we were talking about South Victory Point vicinity. Sorry, I don't understand. Oh, like here. So oh, yeah, this sort of hill area. No, that wasn't what I was meaning. But yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean about the thing. I had a really satisfying grind. I think it was this map. I was like grinding up and down this road, and it was incredibly difficult to hold any territory. It's put me on the other side where I.
Stand ready.
That was fun.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway.
Right, I need some more sticky pioneers.
Prepare to move.
Can I build anything useful out here? Ooh, what's that? Howitzer. Half-track searchlight. Flak tank, there we go, that's what I want. Yeah. In theory, I'm allowed to build these. I'm allowed to build these things, these half-track things. I can deploy them in enemy territory. One of these types of things can go in a building. Is it that one? Or a Kattenwerfer? It's really funny. It's like an anti-tank gun that can hide in a building, which is just an intrinsically entertaining thing to be able to do.
Steady yourself! Hurry! Secure the area! Target secure!
Oh, stun pioneers can carry
operations.
Panzerschrecks. Probably not as useful as a flank.
Equipment has arrived.
We have Panzerschrecks or G43s. Where's my Brum Brum car?
Group
Here it is.
driver.
Yeah.
Forward. Displays to
It's
that
supposed to be an
location.
AA gun.
Advance to that position.
This is it.
Ready for action.
Yeah.
Supply hubketta is ready.
Oh, so satisfying.
Move us over there.
Such a cool gun. Fires so quickly.
This is not veteran.
Right. Oh, not a fuel. This is the tank repair one, isn't it? Yeah.
Quickly.
About there.
We need to secure that
Okay,
area.
we'll do that.
Schneck. Their territory needs to be secured.
Now I want to build Panzer IIs. I'm going to build the ultimate tank for Panzer II.
The battle is about to commence.
Ready for action.
Sample. Check. Sample. Panzer
I've been making a scenario, a campaign for Arkham Horror the card game, and
Commander abilities ready.
it's set in 1935, and the best German tank that exists in 1935 is the Panzer II. So there's a Panzer II in it, and that I was listening to some guys playing it, and they were going, "Oh my god, it's a tank! It's a tank! It's firing massive rockets at us!" Ah, and I'm like, "It's a Panzer II. It's not the most dangerous tank you've ever seen, I assure you."
Ready for duty.
You finished already? Almost. Panzer II?
Command has been set. The static post
No?
is now in
Yeah,
operation.
yeah. Oh, not enough fuel. How do I get more fuel? Do I need to scavenge? I need to scavenge or something. Like, destroyed things. Are there any destroyed things? There's a destroyed thing. Can I scavenge that? That's how we do it. Not very much fuel. Am I missing an OKW mechanic? Because I can't build fuel points, right? Is there something I can do to get more stuff other than salvaging?
This is it. Stand ready.
They can't salvage.
Assemble to ready.
I need more blown up tanks, so I'm going to salvage them.
Still relocating. Come on.
Okay, 2 fuel points. Oh yeah, maybe I should go do that. I don't think a Panzer II is actually a very good investment for this much fuel, but
Now available.
it's hilarious. So
Good hit.
Akko, ready yourself for order.
Ready to execute. Go ahead, in place. Move on! Men! Taking fire!
That's so satisfying. Yeah, come on, Panzer II. Let's go.
Combat promotion!
Area secure. Secure that point. Form up. Position. Defensive fire. Stay together.
Oh,
Surprise on the attack.
Ready!
paratroopers.
Ready for battle! Forward! Forward!
Oh, there's an airplane coming over. Oh, if only someone had an anti-aircraft gun. Oh. Okay. I keep going back to check on my troops and they're dead already. I'm good at this game. That's my Panzer II.
Light tank ready to deploy.
Yeah, look at him.
Action. Get us over to
Run.
that location. Stand. Target secure.
It's so cute. I was trying to understand why they even existed, and apparently it's because the Germans weren't allowed to build tanks. Like, I'll give us the tree at the side. They weren't allowed to build tanks, so they secretly started designing and building tanks, and so they needed to they didn't know how to build tanks. Like, they had no expertise in it. So they basically practiced designing a tank, and then practiced the factory that you would need to build a tank. So they ended up with a production line for a tank that wasn't actually very good, which was the Panzer II. But then they ended up just building loads of them anyway, I guess because they had a working factory and just a load of metal. So they were like, well, I guess we may as well just use this metal to make these kind of tanks that aren't really very good.
The enemy is reduced to 300 points.
And I think they used them as scout tanks, but I'm not. Scout tanks seem to be largely, obviously, as the war progressed and air power became more relevant. I'm not entirely sure what scout tanks are actually useful for.
Supply half track is in action. Standing by for setting of command.
Go on, little guy. Go on, you can do it. You look so earnest. Oh, they got some too. Yeah.
Disembark!
Oh no! No!
Light vehicle destroyed.
Okay, he's useless anyway. It's fine. What have I got here? Puma. Stuckafus.
Prepare for combat.
He's super aggressive with this. What's the most aggressive I can be with this? Probably here.
Quickly, we need to secure that
Excellent.
area. Ready for action.
He's doing well, man. That guy.
Ready for action.
Not even designed to kill him.
Stand ready. Quickly.
Crew, stand ready. Crew, stand ready. Reporting for Alpha HQ here.
No. What? Oh, well, I'm never going to be able to get a Panzer at this rate. 12 command points, I only got 5. Oh, what happened to that? Oh.
The enemy now
It's a bad
has
situation.
200 points.
Obviously, that's assault rifles. When King Tiger be upgraded with a Panzer Commander.
Aufgepasst. The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Yeah, I don't want to build now. Oversold that one. Oh, I've got quite a lot of supply, I should probably use it.
Prepare for combat.
Anything I can scavenge? Yep.
Panzer Fusiliers assigned to the front.
Oh yeah, I need to go get that. Well, I'm more worried about the XP. I don't think I'm going to have enough XP to be able to make it like that. Apparently there was a grenade there. I guess the fact that they were shouting Granata should have given me a clue. Wow, I don't have any fuel. I guess I'll build mobile setup.
Lock bolts. Prepare to move. Prepare yourself. Achtung. Ready yourself for orders. Once secured, they will know we are there. Be ready. Squad is back to full strength. Lock bolts. Be prepared for counterattack.
Crew, stand ready. Combat unit ready. Contact infantry.
Where are you guys going? Run away over there. I can oversaw that. Infrared. Removes the LNG.
Steady yourself. Ready. Rapid raid.
I didn't notice that large clumps of infantry that are sort of group selected are absolutely terrible. Because like one mortar will just rip the entire army to pieces. Oh, I mean that's a bad situation right there. going on?
Send orders! Withdraw! Rutsu, withdraw! Ready! Go! Get out of there! Suppressive fire! Cannot move!
I need something to break this down. I don't have any fuel.
Ready to execute.
Taking heavy machine gun fire!
They're absolutely locking that line down. Well done. Oh, I can go to King Tiger. Why can I go to King Tiger? Is that just a thing everywhere? Okay, yeah, I definitely need some fuel then.
Check those storm rifle magazines. I don't want stoppages.
Well, yeah, lay down some smoke and then advance it. Yeah, that would work. Did all my other troops get wiped out? Yeah, I think they did. Expert.
Make sure your Sturmgewehr only have 25.
Follow me!
Let's try and get to capture this one farm. I feel this guy's has done a good job, but he doesn't seem to have earned very much veterans.
Panzer Fusiliers assigned to the front.
Follow me!
Well, I think it's going to have to be the Tiger 2 because I still don't have anywhere near enough XP to run the Tiger 1. I don't like the Tiger 2 really, it's goofy.
Panzer Fusiliers reporting for action. Enemy down to 100 points. Enemy squad down!
Longbolts, prepare to move.
We must get to that position.
Stand to. Prepare for action.
Can I oversaw that and throw any kind of good grenades in? Bundle, grenade bundle.
Stay together.
Prepare for combat. Check your grenades.
This is definitely a situation I want to throw a grenade. This works would be hilarious. Did okay. Didn't kill as many people as I thought it would.
Engage! No! Get out of here! We are under fire! Run!
Confirmed.
I do that as well.
Steady yourself! Ready! Move! Go! Targets an armor unit! Follow me! Prepare for orders! Run! Get moving!
Ah,
HMG fire! Armor units!
what the hell?
Level capabilities ready for deployment.
I mean, at this rate, I'm just going to end up with enough fuel just by waiting.
Check those storm rifle magazines. I don't want stoppages.
I'm sucking at this. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's an 88mm. You can't build. That's the other thing I really miss from Company Heroes 1. I love the 88mm anti-tank emplacement. Sorry, anti-air emplacement. Exactly. It's the one with the square shield rather than the like V-shaped shield, which looks great. Is that a different? Presumably it's a different commander that you're allowed to build those. That's the gun on the Tiger. Guys, come on! What are we doing here?
Make sure your Sturmgewehr only have 25 rounds in them.
So yeah, that's the point. Having these are built as buildings, I think. Like you have to like. I think your guys come along and build them, and they can only rotate. They can't move around, so they're like only good as defensive.
Down only to 50 points.
Why they're pointing it that way? Oh, they're pointing it that way because that tank just drove past them. Nice. He's come over to fuck me up. That's not very nice. What do I do about that? So he's going to do that, I guess. Ah, there we go, Tiger. King Tiger.
Tiger, reporting for combat.
I'm not such a fan of the King Tiger. It's okay. Looks a bit goofy though.
Secure gun, move out. Fire, hot speed, move out. Execute command.
Panzer Commander, yeah. Cool. Ah! Just when I was about to send my King Tiger in. Right, come on guys. Let's get the job done. Yeah. It's very satisfying. Oh, that's bad. Call artillery. Yeah, let's call in some artillery, that'll be fun.
HMG hit! Follow me!
That's effective. Awesome. Guys, they're trying to kill my tank with a mortar. I guess this makes more than 0 sense.
Remaining. Victory is at hand.
Come on, guy. Yeah. Right, I'm getting more now, so it's definitely time to sleep on this.
They only have 10 points remaining. Under enemy fire. Prepare for target fire.
It's so satisfying to watch the guys fight.
C-section. The battle has been won.
Oh, and another loot crate. Oh. Infrared half tracks build 75% faster. I don't think I've ever built one. It's quite a big bonus though. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, I think my best plan is probably to finish streaming System Shock 2 that I started ages ago. I think I need to get. I don't think I've uploaded any of those videos to YouTube either, so I'll upload all those to YouTube. And then when I can find some time, I'll finish off. Because I think I got to deck 5. Yeah, I got to deck 5 and then stopped and then didn't play again for 3 months. Anyway, I'm going to head to bed. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you again at some point, whenever that is.